welcome back to H2 Meet 2022. My name is Alex Sigris, and thank you for joining us again here with Aving News. We are here in Ilsan, South Korea, Goyang to be more precise, as we are enjoying this incredible display of the potential of hydrogen here. And there's so many things to see. We're going to take you to all these different companies from all over the world, including right now we're about to go into two big companies, kind of the main booths here in this hall right now. So thank you for joining us on our YouTube channel. And so anyway, we're going to go to a couple different places today, but today it's going to be me and Alexandra checking out. We'll go to Hyundai in just a moment. They're going to be our first one, and then we're going to go over to our next one over here as we check out POSCO first up. Now, as a reminder, you can come here today, tomorrow, until Saturday. They're going to be doing this here at Goyang City, and you'll be able to enjoy it in Kintex. It's the second exhibition area, halls 9 and 10. That's the Hydrogen Meet, which is Meet is mobility and energy, environment, and technology. So if we're about ready, we're going to go ahead and jump into POSCO and talk to someone who can give us a little bit of information about the company and about what it is that they do in relation to hydrogen energy. Let's go ahead and jump in and just kind of look at the booth for a second while we are waiting for our queue to find our interview person in just a moment here. But if you take a look around, this is one of the biggest booths here in the area. Why don't we go ahead and talk to someone right now and see who can give us some more information. 안녕하세요.
네, 안녕하세요.
Hi,
네.
thank you for having us. 일단은 파스코 모든 사람들이 알고 계신데 외국에 있는 사람들 위해서 파스코 어떤 회사인지 설명 부탁드립니다.
네. 잘 아시다시피 저희 포스코는 세계적인 철강 회사로서 그동안 철을 만드는 회사인데요. 저희가 포스코 홀딩스로 출범함으로써 저희 수소를 앞으로 탄소 중립을 위해서 수소를 신사업으로서 육성을 하고 있습니다. 그래서 이번 전시는 저희 포스코 홀딩스와 또 거기에 이제 연결된 많은 그룹사들이 포스코의 수소 산업 전반적인 밸류체인 완성을 위해서 어떠한 노력을 하고 있는지 그것을 여러분께 선보이는 자리입니다. 그래서 저희 이제 부스가 많이 준비가 되어 있어서 각 부스 담당자별로 자세하게 설명을 드릴 예정이에요.
Great, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
네.
So POSCO is a company that many of you know for steel, for construction, but they are here to show us a little bit about the value chain here and what the hydrogen value chain, what they can bring to that from start to finish, whether it's production to storage. We're going to talk to some more people right now as we do another. Thank you. Thank you. 안녕하세요.
네, 안녕하십니까.
일단 소개부터 부탁드립니다.
네, 안녕하십니까. 저는 포스코 홀딩스 수소사업 추진단에서 해외 수소사업 개발을 맡고 있는 유진길 차장입니다.
네. Well, thank you for talking to us. Can you tell us a little bit about the booth, or what we should look at? What should we expect here?
저는 일단 포스코는 아시아 철강회사 최초로 탄소 중립을 선포하였고 그 탄소 중립 수단으로 수소사업 비전을 선언하였습니다. 그래서 포스코는 저희 캡티브 물량 총 500만 톤을 포함해서 2050년까지 700만 톤의 수소를 생산하고 활용하는 계획을 가지고 있습니다. 중기 전략으로는 2030년까지 50만 톤의 수소를 생산하는 것을 목표로 하고 있습니다. 네, 여기 잠시 보여드리고 싶은데요.
All right, so they're going to tell us a little bit about their goals to reduce the amount of their carbon footprint and the amount of carbon produced in the world. Let's start over here. What do we have here?
네, 이게 바로 포스코가 생각하는 수소 사업, 해외 수소 생산 및 조달해서 이제 한국에서 활용하는 것으로 보시면 되겠습니다. 이쪽 좌측이 해외라고 생각하시면 되고요. 우측이 한국이라고 생각하시면 되겠습니다.
So the side that's closest to you right now, assume that is Korea, and over here this is kind of a collection of plants and wind farms and solar farms that would be from another country.
Right. 그래서 한국은 아시다시피 이제 재생에너지가 좋지 않기 때문에 저희가 재생에너지나 이제 천연가스 자원이 풍부한 사우디, 오만, 호주, 인도, 말레이시아를 저희 전략국가로 선정을 하였고요. 이제 해외에서 재생에너지를 생산해서 수전회를 통해서 수소를 생산한 다음에 효율적인 운송수단인 암모니아로 합성을 해서 한국으로 수출하는 모델을 생산을 하고 있고요. 한편으로는 포스코는 또 이제 철강 생산 과정에서 환원제를 석탄을 사용했는데 수소로 대체하려는 계획을 갖고 있습니다. 그럼 해외에서 생산된 수소를 철강석 산지에서 바로 철강을 만들면 그게 또 경제적이기 때문에 이렇게 해외 철강도 수소환원제철 철강 공정도 해외에서 설립하는 것을 계획하고 있습니다. 한편 이렇게 암모니아를 통해서 들어온 수소는 한국의 암모니아 수입 터미널을 통해서 수소 수요처에 공급을 하기 위해서 다시 수소로 분해를 하는 과정인 수소 추출 플랜트가 있게 되고요. 수소의 수요처인 포스코를 포함한 제철소, HBO 생산 플랜트, 수소 발전소, 수소 충전소 등에 공급을 하는 것이 저희의 목표입니다. 한편으로는 포스코 그룹은 국내 최초의 민자 LNG 민자 LNG 터미널을 보유를 하고 있습니다. 그래서 천연가스를 수입을 해서 천연가스를 개질해서 수소를 생산하는 계획도 갖고 있고, 개질 과정에서 발생하는 CO2를 포집해서 지중 저장소가 있는 해외나 아니면 국내에 포집하는 저장하는 그런 계획도 세우고 있습니다.
So this was an overview of the entire chain, basically, from start to finish, from countries that may have more abilities to access renewable resources, such as Saudi Arabia or Australia. Think of places with large amounts of plots of land. The collection, the distribution, and the storage of it all combined here in this display right now to show you their future plans for kind of their role in the hydrogen value chain.
네, 이상입니다.
Thank you so much for explaining this to us. All right, we're going to head over here to our next location. As we kind of do a whole tour here, we're going to do about 20 minutes here looking at each part of the value chain and the different areas in which POSCO is adding to that. So we're going to start over here in our next area. 안녕하세요.
예, 안녕하세요.
Can you introduce yourself to us, please?
예, 수소 사업 추진단에서 수요 개발 담당하는 유종근입니다. 예.
Thank you so much. Can you introduce us to what we're looking at over here?
보시면 이제 저희가 이제 리스트, 저희 자체 연구소인 리스트와 같이 개발하고 있는 이제 생산 기술에 대해서 소개하고 있는 존인데요. 크게 이제 세 가지가 있습니다. 먼저 이제 보시면은 암모니아 이제 수소 추출하는 기술이 있겠고요. 보시면 예, 저희가 이제 암모니아 같은 경우에는 그 액화 온도가 그렇게 낮지 않습니다. 마이너스 33도 정도로 낮지 않기 때문에 저희가 이제 액화하는 데 용이하고, 그리고 기존에 이제 LPG 터미널이라든지 이런 인프라를 활용할 수 있는 장점을 가지고 있기 때문에 운송이라든지 저장이라든지 이런 데 최적화된 그 방법이라고 저희가 이제 생각을 하고 있고요. 저희가 이제 재생에너지가 이제 저렴한 중동이라든지 이런 곳에서 그 수소를 생산하게 되면 액화를 한 다음에 액화 암모니아로 이제 액화를 해서 국내로 이송을 하게 된 다음에 크래킹을 통해서 수소를 추출을 하게 됩니다. 저희가 지금 이제 현재는 그 리스트와 이제 그 랩 테스트를 진행을 하고 있고요. 이제 상용화를 저희 이제 점차적으로 추진을 하고 있습니다.
So we're taking a look at their hydrogen production technology here. And if you look right here, what he was showing us over here, this is kind of the decomposition of ammonia to hydrogen and what their technology can do there.
Yes.
네.
그 다음으로 이제 고온 수전해입니다. 이게 고온 수전에는 이제 700도 정도의 스팀을 활용해서 수전해야 하는 기술이 되겠는데요. 기존에 이제 그 수전의 기술에 비해서 훨씬 더 효율이 높게 만들 수 있고, 게다가 이제 저희는 이제 제철소에서 같이 연계해서 활용을 하게 되면은 제철소에서 나오는 폐열을 활용해서 경제성 있게 생산할 수 있는 장점이 있습니다. 여기 이제 보시면은 이 반응을 일으키는 쉘과 그리고 이제 그 가스를 분리하는 분리막 두 개를 이게 적층을 해서 저희가 이제 그 스택을 만들게 되고요. 이것들을 이제 점점 크게 만들기 위해서 연구를 진행을 하고 있고, 현재는 5kW급을 저희가 이제 생산을 하고 있고, 향후에 이제 사이즈를 점차 확대할 예정입니다.
So just give us a little briefing of the technology behind their high temperature electrolysis, their cells over here. And so this is, you can kind of, if you can look in here, you can actually see behind the screen, you get 3D인가요?
Share and step.
Oh, so in the background you can sort of see the cells back there. But right now these are the steps for what they're expecting. There you go. Okay?
Yeah. 예, 다음은 이제 저희가 그 제철소에서 이제 황화물이 이제 많이 발생을 하게 되는데, 그거를 이제 저감하기 위해서 중조라는 이제 그 성분을 활용해서 저희가 이제 환경 규제에 맞게 생산을 하고 있는데요. 지금 보시면은 이제 서임에 천연가스를 개질할 때 나오는 CO2를 포집하게 되면 분류수소가 만들어집니다. 그리고 포집된 CO2를 가지고 저희가 이제 탈황하고 남은 폐탈황제라든지 아니면 저희가 이제 생산하는 2차 전지 부산물, 망초를 활용해서 반응하게 되면은 다시 중조를 만들 수가 있습니다. 그래서 그 프로세스를 지금 소개를 하고 있고요. 이렇게 하게 되면은 저희가 버려지는 폐탈황제라든지 2차 전지 부산물을 저희가 재활용을 할 수가 있고, 그리고 환경 규제를 위해서 저희가 이제 재생 중조를 중국에서 전량 수입을 하고 있는데, 그 부분도 자급이 가능할 것으로 생각하고 있습니다.
And so this is explaining kind of the process of when you're producing blue hydrogen, they're able to collect kind of the waste and prevent the environmental degradation that can normally happen if you don't take care of it. So these are the solutions to take care of the byproducts of the production of blue hydrogen. Okay, thank you so much for your explanation. We're going to stop over here next and go to our next area. 안녕하세요.
네, 안녕하세요. 포스코 건설
네.
소속 플랜트 존에 오신 걸 환영합니다.
Well, thank you so much. Can you tell us about this area right here? 이 부스에 대해서 조금 설명 부탁드립니다.
네, 알겠습니다. 저희 포스코 건설은 저희가 보유하고 있는 건설 역량을 바탕으로 저희가 추진하고 있는 그린 수소 생산 플랜트와 블루 수소 생산 플랜트를 모형으로 표현을 했습니다. 그래서 먼저 그린 수소 플랜트를 설명드릴까요?
네, so we're looking at POSCO Construction's green hydrogen production plant and blue hydrogen production plant. In front of us right now is the green hydrogen production plant.
네, 그린 수소 생산 플랜트는 이제 수전해라는 설비를 이용해서 물을 전기분해하는 전기분해해서 수소를 생산하는 플랜트입니다. 이제 전기는 신재생 에너지로부터 공급을 받고 물은 해수나 이제 용수로부터 공급해서 수전 스틱으로 보내게 되면 수소가 발생하게 됩니다. 그 수소를 정제해서 최종 생산한 수소를 저희는 그린 수소라고 부르고 저희가 이 그린 수소 플랜트를 건설하기 위해서 저희는 많은 준비를 하고 있습니다.
So this is just showing an example of their production of a green hydrogen plant. Starting from the beginning over here, on this side over here is the collection of the energy, whether it's through waves or solar or wind, and then kind of the whole process of getting it to a usable hydrogen source at the end.
네.
네.
그다음 블루 수소 생산 플랜트를 설명드리겠습니다.
Alright, let's take a look at the blue hydrogen production plant.
네, 블루 수소 생산 플랜트는 이제 천연가스로부터 수소를 생산하는 플랜트로 이해를 하시면 될 것 같습니다. 천연가스를 개지를 하게 되면 수소와 함께 CO2가 발생을 하는데 이 CO2는 따로 포집해서 격리해서 이제 최종 수소를 생산하게 되고 그 수소를 정제한 게 블루 수소가 됩니다.
And so they're just talking about their blue hydrogen production plant, which, as many of you already know, it's a little bit different process in that you're using natural gas rather than renewable energies. And so part of that means that you have to take care of the carbon dioxide that is produced in this process. And these are kind of the different steps along the way, including maybe at the very end there, that looks like carbon storage at the very end, right?
네, 맞습니다. 이제 격리된 CO2는 압축하고 액화해서 이제 매립을 하거나 혹은 제품으로
네.
판매할 수 있는 그런 사업 구조가 될 수 있습니다.
And even the collection of a sellable usage of the byproducts of this process.
네, 맞습니다.
네. Well, thank you so much for showing this to us. 네,
네,
감사합니다.
감사합니다.
Next up, we're going to walk over here and see what we have here, where we are. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
Hi.
포스코 인터내셔널 부스에 오신 걸 환영합니다. 저희는 지금 앞서 보신 블루 수소나 그린 수소를 해외에서 생산하게 된다면 국내로 이제 가져와야 되는데 그렇게 하기 위해서는 인프라 구축이 필수적입니다. 그래서 저희 회사는 지금 보시면은 수소를 생산하기 위한 원료인 LNG, 액화 천연가스가 있고요. 그 다음에 수소 생산하는 과정에서 발생하는 CO2, 탄소, 그 다음에 수소를 국내에 도입하기 위해서 액화 수소랑 암모니아 형태로 이렇게 도입을 할 건데요. 이 네 개의 물질들을 이제 통합적으로 운영하는 복합 터미널을 지금 구상 중에 있습니다. 그래서 지금 이거 보시면 지금 딴 분이 이미 보고 계신데
네.
제가 이걸 한번 지금 요거 화면을 한번 비춰주시겠어요? 네, 죄송합니다. 이렇게 태블릿을 각각 터미널에 설치를 해가지고 터미널을 이렇게 비추면은 태블릿으로 각각 터미널에 대해서 어떠한 이 태블릿을 통해서 보이는 모형 위에 AR이 나타나고 이렇게 상세 설명이 지금 보시는 것과 같이 나타납니다. 이렇게 해서 좀 더 친숙하게 좀 재미있게 보실 수 있게 이렇게 전시물을 기획해봤습니다.
So we're looking at POSCO International right now, and their goal in the company is basically developing the CCS, which is carbon capture and storage business, but also the international complex terminal here is just an example of the possibilities here and what they work on as well. These overseas complex terminals for carbon dioxide, ammonia, and hydrogen LNG.
So what I just explained is about the terminal.
Yeah.
And to the next, I'm going to explain about carbon capture and storage.
Okay.
이 CCS는 카본 캡처 앤 스토리지의 약자인데요. 궁극적으로는 탄소를 포집하고 이를 지하에다가 영구 저장하겠다는 것입니다. 그 포스코 인터내셔널은 국내에 몇 안 되는 자원개발 회사로서 저희가 이미 지금 천연가스를 생산하고 개발까지 한 상황입니다. 그리고 흔히들 세계적으로 CCS를 뭐 잘 하고 있다는 업체들은 대부분 뭐 이름만 대면 아실 만한 메이저 석유 천연가스 생산 업체들입니다. 그렇기 때문에 저희도 지금 이 업체들이랑 같이 하고 있는데요. 스터디를 하고 해외 유망한 저장소에 CO2를 저장하려고 하고 있습니다. 지금 이 보시는 그 배경화면 빅 디스플레이가 탄소가 어떻게 발생되고 포집되고 궁극적으로는 저장되는 것까지 보여주는데요. 이렇게 관객들에게 좀 더 친숙하게 다가가기 위해서 세부 각 공정별로 이 슬라이딩 모니터가 우측으로 이동하면서 좀 더 상세한 프로세스를 설명합니다. 이렇게 지금 보시면은 천연가스가 어떻게 생산되는지가 나타나고 있고요. 이러한 설명들이 지나면 또다시 자연스럽게 자동으로 이동을 하면서 네, 이렇게 구현하고 있습니다. 그래서 마지막으로 저희 포스코 인터내셔널은 원래는 이제 기존에는 CO2가 대기 중에 방출돼서 오염원으로 많이 작용을 했다면은 저희는 앞으로 대기 중에 방출되기에 앞서서 이를 미리 포집하고 그 다음에 지하에 영구 저장함으로써 포스코 그룹사뿐만 아니라 국가적으로 이제 탈탄소 친환경 정책에 기여하고자 합니다.
Well, this is actually probably the most informative thing I've seen today because it actually gives an explanation of how carbon capture works in the process of this is for the production of blue hydrogen,
Yes.
right? So they're using ammonia or natural gas, and every step of the way is explained here. This screen itself is explaining it in detail, but even back here you can sort of see it will show you a little bit of details of what molecules are produced at each step. So it's really informative and a great way to learn about the whole process that they have, that they offer.
Yeah, that's basically it about our booth. And this is our platform, which is producing natural gas currently.
Also, this is out there active right now.
You can also see the details in through the display.
So you have this small scale model here, and this one right here gives you kind of that, and this tells you everything about how it works in between.
Yes, that's right.
Great, thank you so much for this explanation. Appreciate it. Okay, so that was international, and now we're going to go over here to our next area.
Good morning,
Hello.
Alex.
Good morning.
Yeah, hi. Actually, POSCO declared the carbon neutrality by 2050. So we launched some eco-friendly brand that is called, one is Greenable and another is InnoBuilt.
Mm-hmm.
Greenable is for the eco-friendly energy materials.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, such like a wind turbine and solar panel, something like that. And the InnoBuilt is for the infrastructures for the construction. So I can show you one of the Greenable brand for the called hydrogen. Actually, we have some Greenable trio. One is wind, solar, and hydrogen. Oh, as you know, the hydrogen is quite good for our near future energy, powerful energy. So POSCO handle the all steel materials for the all value chains, such like storage and transportation. Especially, I can show you some. I want to emphasize some steel products for this is for the hydrogen line pipes, 100% pure gaseous line. Yep, it is already installed in domestic Ansan and Ulsan city. Yeah, already made it, so it is quite good for. I think it is an impeccable thing.
Right.
Yep. And another thing is storage tanks. We can call the hydrogen vessels for station, and we working on it this project. Yep. It is not a commercial one, not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. So this is POSCO's project.
Great. This is part of This is Greenable. This is part of the Greenable, and you said InnoVilt is part of the infrastructure solution of
And
it, right?
construction things, construction buildings, and we emphasize the Greenable, 3 years, wind, solar, and hydrogen.
Great.
Yep.
Thank you so much for showing this to us. Appreciate it.
All right.
And good luck this week.
Thank you. You may buy that.
Thank you. So one of the more exciting things about walking around here is always seeing the potential, and I get a little ahead of myself in hopes of all of this coming to light in the next few years, but really this is a decades-long process, and they have some really ambitious goals here at POSCO, including the amount of hydrogen they want to produce for the longer. We were able to hear that a little bit earlier. Right now we're going to go to our next area. 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. 일단은 소개부터 부탁드립니다.
네, 저는 포스코의 친환경차 그룹의 정우철 리더입니다.
Great. Can you tell us a little bit about your group and tell us about this area, this booth right here?
알겠습니다. 지금 손님이 좀 계신데
네.
여기부터
Okay,
설명을
let's start over here.
네, 여기는 포스코 친환경차 제품과 그리고 솔루션의 통합 브랜드인 저희 이 옥토퍼스 존입니다. 네, 보시는 제품은 저희 포스코에서 제작한 친환경차 차체 컨셉 모델입니다. 수소차가 되게 되면 수소 탱크 그리고 구동 모터, 배터리 등으로 인해서 중량이 기존 내연기관차 대비해서 약 200kg 가량 더 무겁습니다. 그래서 경량화가 필수인데 저희 포스코에서는 이 경량화를 위해서 기가스틸을 개발했습니다. 저희 포스코 기가스틸 같은 경우에는 약 동전 하나의 크기의 1톤 가량을 버틸 수 있는 강도를 가지고 있습니다. 그러면서도 매우 가볍기 때문에 이런 친환경차, 수소차 같은 경우에 차체, 샤시 혹은 배터리 제품을 개발할 때 매우 유용합니다. 가격은 알루미늄이나 CFRP 같은 플라스틱 대비해서 3배에서 5배 가량 더 저렴하고요. 그리고 가공할 때의 가공비 또한 약 2배 가량 더 낮습니다. 그래서 매우 친환경적인 자동차용 제품입니다. 옆을 보시겠습니다.
So we're looking right here, looking at a car kind of design that is much cheaper to make, not only the production of the steel itself, but the production of the car, and is a better value based on its construction for future cars that are more environmentally friendly. And we'll go over here to what are we looking at?
네, 이 제품은 구동 모터용 전기 강판입니다. 수소차에서는 구동 모터를 통해서 차를 구동하게 됩니다. 일반 내연기관 차에서는 구동 모터가 아니라 엔진이 화석 연료를 소비해서 엔진을 구동하는 방식인데 반해서 수소차 같은 경우에는 구동 모터가 전기를 소비해서 동력을 생성합니다. 그 모터가 동력을 생성할 때는 필연적으로 에너지 손실이 발생합니다. 저희 포스코 전기강판의 경우에는 그 에너지 손실을 기존 전기강판 대비해서 약 30%가량 더 손실을 낮추고, 그리고 에너지 손실을 줄일 수 있는 또 하나의 방법은 두께를 좀 더 얇게 만드는 방법입니다. 저희 전기강판 같은 경우에는 기존 대비해서 0.15mm까지 두께를 더 얇게 해서 에너지 손실을 매우 낮췄습니다. 현재 이 제품의 이름은 저희가 하이퍼 NO 제품이라고 부르고 있습니다.
Hyper NO. 한번 더요?
하이퍼 NO.
Hyper NO. So this is their high efficiency, non-oriented electrical steel for traction motor that we're looking at here. 네. And 마지막으로 여기는 what are we looking at?
네, 이거는 수소 전기차에서의
네.
그 에너지를 생성하는 연료 전지용 분리판용 소재입니다.
네.
기존의 연료 전지용 분리판용 소재 같은 경우에는 금이나 카본 등을 통해서 코팅을 해서 가격이 좀 더 비쌉니다. 하지만 저희 제품 같은 경우에는 코팅이 되어 있지 않은 무코팅 제품인데도 내식성이나 전기 전도도가 매우 우수해서 현재 현대차에 적용돼서 사용되고 있습니다.
Thank you so much for the explanation of this bipolar plate that's non-coating, right? Thank you so much. Okay, so we got to take a quick look over here. Let's go to this corner of the area as we jump into what are we looking at here? 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. Where are we? 여기 뭔가요?
여기 포스코 모빌리티 솔루션 영상 체험관입니다.
Oh, so this is our chance to experience something. What are we experiencing?
이 영상에 대해 설명해 드리겠습니다.
Let's take a look at this video back here.
이 영상은 저희 그 메타버스 플랫폼 업체인 올림플래닛과 협업해서 만든 메타버스 기반의 영상으로 저희 회사의 핵심 제품인 구동 모터 코어와 연료전지 분리판에 대한 생산 공정과 작동 원리를 자세하게 이해하실 수 있도록 만든 영상입니다.
So basically, kind of a metaverse experience to allow you to understand a little bit more about their company and what they're producing. Right now, we're looking at this is their mobility area that we're looking at actually right now, and you're looking a little bit at the inside of their cars.
이 영상은 저희 회사 홈페이지, 그러니까 포스코 모빌 솔루션 유튜브 홈페이지에도 시청할 수 있으니까 많은 시청 부탁드리겠습니다.
You can also go to their homepage to find this video as well. 네.
다음으로 저희 회사의 핵심 제품인 구동 모터 코어에 대해서 설명해 드리겠습니다.
Let's take a look at their hybrid electric vehicle traction motor core.
구동 모터 코어는 뭐 수소 전기차용 모터 코어와 하이브리드용 구동 모터 코어가 있는데, 구동 모터 코어는 그 고정자인 스테이터 그리고 회전자인 로터로 구성이 되어 있습니다. 저희 회사의 주요 고객사로는 국내 현대 기아차, 그리고 해외에는 뭐 아우디, 폭스바겐, GM 등 여러 가지 해외 고객사도 확보하고 있습니다.
So they have examples of their Hyundai ones that are using Hyundai cars, as well as Audi, Volkswagen, and
벤츠,
and
아우디.
Benz and Audi. Okay, and these are the examples of that right now. 네.
이쪽에 보시면은 이쪽은 수소 전기차용 구동 모터코어고요.
This is the hydrogen electric vehicle traction motor core.
아까 말씀드렸던 뭐 현대, GM, 벤츠 등 다양한 고객사들에게 제품을 납품하고 있습니다.
So GM, Benz, these are some of the examples they have for us.
네, 저쪽으로 한번. 이번에 저희 영상을 만들면서 메타버스 체험관을 만들었는데 실제로 여기 H2밋에 오시면은 VR 체험을 하실 수 있습니다.
And so this is the VR area where you can check out their metaverse and learn and experience. And experience kind of what we're looking at here. We just saw this back behind us over here, but they have the whole setup. You can use the goggles or the goggles to the actual joystick itself to explore a little bit more. 네.
이쪽으로 오시면 저희 회사의 두 번째 부품인 연료전지 분리판입니다. 네, 포스코에서 생산된 우수한 철강 소재로 저희 회사 가공을 해서 지금 현대자동차의 넥소 그리고 두산 모빌리티 이노베이션의 연료전지 드론에 적용이 되고 있습니다.
Yeah, and so another example of the production here, one of their mobility solutions.
네, 이상입니다.
Okay, thank you so much. So next up, we're gonna walk back over here. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. 포스코 에너지입니다.
Okay, can you introduce us to your booth? Tell us a little bit about booth 소개 부탁드립니다.
네. 네. 포스코 에너지는 수소의 대표 수요처라고 할 수 있는 수소 혼소 발전하고 국내 수소 공급의 핵심 인프라라고 할 수 있는 수소 터미널을 준비하고 있습니다. 네, 그래서 앞에 보시는 이 터빈이 수소 혼소 발전을 위한 터빈입니다. 그래서 보시면 LNG는 이 수소 혼소 터빈을 통해서 최대 50%까지 수소 혼소가 가능하고요. 20%까지의 수소 이산화탄소 저감이 가능합니다. 수소는 LNG 대비해서 에너지가 많이 높아요. 그렇기 때문에 발전소를 운영하는 노하우가 굉장히 중요합니다. 그러니까 포스코 에너지는 50년 동안 LNG 복합 발전소를 운영해오고 있거든요. 그래서 포스코 에너지가 가지고 있는 발전소 운영 노하우하고 그리고 기존에 가지고 있는 터바인 기술사와의 네트워크를 통해서 친환경적인 수소 혼소 발전을 2027년부터 상업운전을 계획하고 있습니다. 네.
So this is just a quick example of their hydrogen gas turbine. Because they have a lot of experience with LNG gas as well, but now, of course, hydrogen storage and the hydrogen value chain is an important part of it. So that transition is a little bit easier for them since they have the know-how over the years.
네, 다음은 포스코 에너지가 구축을 준비하고 있는 LNG 수소 에너지 터미널에 대한 모형입니다. 그러니까 해외에서 도입된 아모니아 기반의 청정 수소 공급 인프라하고 LNG 기반의 블루 수소 생산 인프라를 같이 준비를 하고 있는데요. 제철소나 발전소와 같은 대규모 수요처에 LNG, 수소, 아모니아를 동시에 공급할 수 있는 원스톱 솔루션을 제공할 터미널의 모습입니다. 포스코 에너지는 광양에 LNG 터미널을 운영하고 있는데요. 그 운영에 대한 노하우와 그 자산을 기반으로 해서 청정 수소 에너지 인프라를 구축하고 운영할 계획에 있습니다.
This is their one-stop solution in LNG hydrogen energy complex that we got to see right here and kind of see how it's designed. 네.
다음은 좀 전에 설명드렸던 포스코 에너지가 준비하고 있는 수소 혼소 발전소에 대한 전경입니다. 저희 포스코 에너지는 인천에 3.4기가와트의 LNG 복합화력 발전소를 운영하고 있어요. 그중에 노후화된 3호기, 4호기 발전소를 수소 혼소 발전으로 바꿔서 신규 발전으로 바꿀 예정에 있습니다. 그래서 2027년도에 3, 4호기를 수소 혼소 발전으로 바꿀 예정에 있고요. 나머지 5, 6, 7, 8, 9호기의 발전에 대해서도 수소 혼소 발전을 단계적으로 확대할 계획에 있습니다. 나아가서는 50년까지는 수소 발전으로 모두 전환할 계획에 있어요. 그리고 발전소 내부에 있는 부지를 활용해서 수소 공급에 대한 인프라도 같이 구축해서 인근에 있는 발전소에 수소 연료를 공급하는 것도 계획하고 있습니다.
And this is part of their energy plan to reduce the amount of to go net neutral when it comes to carbon. This is their Incheon hydrogen power generation cluster that we're able to see right now. Thank you so much for everything. All right, so we got to see a good portion of everything here that they have to offer. We've got one more over here that we're going to take a look at, and then we'll probably be heading out. 안녕하세요. Hi, so can you introduce yourself? 소개부터 부탁드립니다.
네, 저는 그 포스코 기술연구원의 수소환원 제철 연구그룹의 김재동이라고 합니다.
Great. And can you tell us a little bit about your work, or tell us about the booth? What are we looking at here?
저희가 그 포스코 기술연구원에서 준비한 것은 이제 수소환원 제철 기술이라고 하고요. 부르기는 하이렉스라고 부르고 전시물을 보면서 설명드리도록 하겠습니다.
Let's take a look at what's behind us.
수소환원 제철 기술은 기존의 철을 만들기 위해서는 환원이라는 반응과 용융이라는 반응을 거쳐야 되는데, 그때 환원에 쓰이는 석탄을 수소로 바꾼다라고 하는 것을 생각하시면 될 것 같습니다. 그때 사용되는 수소는 해외에서 수입한 암모니아를 회사에 수입해 와가지고 분해시켜서 지금 보시는 바와 같은 이제 다단의 유동 환원 반응기에서 환원을 시키는 반응을 하게 됩니다. 그게 바로 수소환원 하이렉스 기술이고요. 그리고 환원된 환원철은 저쪽에 보시는 전기로에 넣어서 전기로에서 전기를 가함으로 인해 가지고 열을 발생시켜서 녹여서 최종적으로 철강 제품을 만드는 것이 하이렉스 기술이 되겠습니다. 여기서 전기로에서 사용되는 전력은 앞에서 말씀드린 것처럼 이제 그린 전력을 이용해서 탄소를 사용하지 않음으로 인해 가지고 최종적으로는 저희가 탄소 중립을 달성하는 수소환원 제철 기술 개발하는 것을 목표로 하고 있습니다. 네.
Great, thank you so much. This is just another example of the whole process, basically, whether it's the importing of ammonia or the green hydrogen production process, of how it all works. And you can kind of see the whole process of the future of what it's going to be like for hydrogen energy production and storage and collection in the future.
예. 그래서 최종적으로는 저희가 2025년까지 수소환원 제철 기술과 수소 생산 기술을 확보함으로 인해 가지고 포스코에서 탄소 중립을 달성할 수 있도록 최선을 다하겠습니다.
Great, thank you so much.
네, 감사합니다.
All right, so there you go. We are able to kind of get an overall view of everything here at the POSCO booth. And really, it's one of my favorite ones to come to every single time because it shows you not just what they do, but the potential, the future of what our hydrogen-based energy grid may even look like. From beginning, from to the end, to all the way to carbon capture. There's so much that goes into it. It's, again, one of those things that you wish can happen a lot sooner, but really it's a long process that has taken years and years of development. But we are now getting close to that point where maybe, potentially, we're able to actually see the results of that in the very near future. They got the example of the Incheon cluster back there too, which I didn't really even know about. So that's something that I learned again today. But that was the POSCO booth. Now, next up, we're going to go someplace that I'm also excited to see. This is the other big booth that we're doing at this hour, and this is the Hyundai booth. And this includes Mobis, motor, steel, all the areas we're going to take a look at right now. And why don't we go and take a quick look right now at this area right here. This is the police vehicle. Now, what's special about this one? If you take a quick look, we're going to be looking at something that is a hydrogen-powered police vehicle. You can even go inside right now and see it. This is a very large vehicle used for the transport of police officers. Everything from the high-tech interior, the front, to the back. This is the example of what we can expect in the future for a lot of the police force here in Korea. And of course, this is something that can be exported to other parts of the world as well. You're looking at the nice panel up front there. It's quite the vehicle, if you ask me. All right, so next up, we're going to walk over to our next area, which is, as I mentioned earlier, the garbage compactor truck powered hydrogen fuel cell. And so this is huge. Now, the garbage truck itself is, when you're going around Korea, there's often really small garbage trucks that go through each area, but this particular one is massive, and you need this kind of hydrogen energy. You can't really switch to electric so easily, purely electric, I should say. So you have something like this where you have a hydrogen fuel solution that allows you to go long distances and carry large loads around like this. So this is an example of this particular. Let's go take a look at the tank over here. If we can, there we go. Back here is where all the hydrogen fuel cell or fuel tanks are stored right here. There's 4 of them lined up on top of each other, and then I believe down here is more of the process of how it all works. But it's a little bit above my pay grade. It's not something that I quite understand completely how it works. but these are the tanks that are set up right here. And of course, the design in the front you have right here. The design for electric or hydrogen vehicles, you don't have the actual grill in the front you have because you don't need that kind of solution as well to cool down like a real gas-powered or diesel-powered motor tank. So you can find out more information here if you come to the Hyundai booth. There's Korean as well as English here that gives you information about this particular model, the length, width, height, and the battery capacity as well. So if you come to the Hyundai booth, you can find these displays in both Korean and English to give you some more information as well. Now here's a little bit more of the inside. Right now you can just see into the hydrogen storage area plus the inside driver area as well. So next up, we're going to take just a quick look here. This is a water spray truck. Again, normally we see them much smaller in the neighborhoods in Seoul, but this particular one is a larger size. And again, with that larger size, you need more energy, and the hydrogen tank solution is the way to do it. So we're going to walk around the side right here. Again, more information right here in both Korean and in English. We can actually go up into the truck over here to take a look. Now, right here, of course, these are just the seats for the driver and co-pilot. But behind is where, right behind there is where you'll see the hydrogen tanks. So you can't actually see right now, but it is back here in this area right here where you see the hydrogen tanks. Okay, let's jump into our next area right here. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there was a drone that was hydrogen powered, and this is much bigger than I expected, to be honest. I did not think it would be this big, but this is the hydrogen-powered drone. You take a look at the bottom, you can see those hydrogen tanks there. One tank in orange. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, like 16 blade, it looks like. 16 blade hydrogen-powered drone. Take a quick look at any specifications I can get here at the front again, as we take a look at this particular booth. So this tells you a little bit about the max takeoff weight, 700 kilograms, blade diameter, height, length, with max power as well. All right, so we got to see some of the vehicles, the larger vehicles here. We're going to move on to our next area, just walk around and see what we can find. Let's stop over here very quickly and see what's behind us. This is their fuel cell system we're looking at right here. So it's just, you can kind of see the inside of it right there and get a little bit more of an idea of what's going on the inside. And I believe this is the tug car behind us over here, which it looks like. Also, yeah, if you take a look at the front, it feels like an electric car, but if you right under the seat, there's actually a tank. The hydrogen tank is right under here. Now, I'm looking at it, I'm wondering if this is, so I don't know what this tugs, but there you go. This is the M Vision tug car behind us that is hydrogen powered. So we're going to go ahead and go in this area right here, whatever may be back here. This is kind of the last part of the Hyundai area. We'll see what's here. Oh, this is the Hyundai Steel area over here, which will give you some information on what they make. So behind us we have bipolar plates for the fuel cell, which will be how they distribute hydrogen and air supply to the fuel cell stack. Now that over here, these are the examples of that people are looking at right now. One of the more popular areas of the booth at this moment. This gives us an example of the carbon neutral steel making process here. And that's one of the big things that these companies like Hyundai are taken care of. It's about reducing the amount of not only carbon in our energy usage with cars and transportation, but also in the process of creating steel, reducing the amount of carbon that is put out into the atmosphere, the carbon dioxide, I should say. So here we get an example right now of how it works. There's Korean, there is English. You can look at the different areas here from renewable energy sources. The front monitor is now moving over. It's going to give us an explanation of how that works. But if you take a look in general, it shows you all the different parts that we're learning about. This is I just pressed the button for renewable energy sources. As we know, this is where the energy comes in, and then eventually the hydrogen, liquid hydrogen, is produced. But you can click any part of it as it goes from energy source to reducing agent, reduction, melting, refining, to the rolling products here. So the green steel products that are produced. Over on this side, we'll give you just a little bit better view of the bipolar plates. But again, a little bit crowded here because this is one of the more popular areas. This is some more of the Hyundai Steel production side of things on this side. And that's about going to do it here with the Hyundai booth. Now, there are a lot of things to see, so if you have the chance, make sure that you come out here. This is the other largest booth in the 10A area. So we're in Hall 10A here at Kintex, and you're able to see the offerings, the trucks, the drones, the buses, and of course everything from the fuel cells to the other offerings that they have here, including their display on the carbon neutral steel making process in the works. So, plenty to see here at H2 Meet. There are so many different displays from companies all over. We're going to continue on very soon at 11 o'clock. Alexandra is going to be on, giving you a tour of everything. But until then, my name is Alex Sigerson, and I will see you in just a bit.
Good morning and welcome to our second day here at H2 Meet. My name is Alexandra Stevenson with Aving News. We're going to be showing you some more of the booths now in the next hour, so you can start walking with me. I'm going to tell you a little bit again about H2 Meet. So there are 216 booths here with representative companies from 16 countries. Yesterday, the Prime Minister from Korea was here, and they were explaining some of their new policy moving towards hydrogen energy from nuclear power. Obviously, hydrogen is a real interesting one where it's at in terms of the client science, so we're happy to talk about that as well. But first, let me take you into ATX. I'm just going to give you a quick overview from what I can see. So, of course, ATX is manufacturing. They're manufacturing for medical and general purposes, and so this is very thin titanium. You can see in the background there some of the machinery that they have and some of the manufacturing that they're doing, of course, for medical purposes, but also for other assorted reasons. And I'll give you another quick overview of JNTG. So they're manufacturing several pieces, including the gas division layer, the molded graphite paper, and graphite felt electrodes. Those obviously have several purposes when it comes to carbon paper and moving towards full implementation of hydrogen. And then, of course, to Mona Inc. here. And I am going to come in and have an interview, right? Hello, 안녕하세요. 네, 모노 주식회사 좀 소개해 주시겠어요?
예, 저희 같은 경우에는 이제 연료전지 측정 장비 그리고 인공지능 기술을 활용한 배터리 진단 장비를 개발하고 있는 회사입니다.
So this company here is developing these two major items. They are artificial intelligence related battery materials. 네, 뭐 메인 제품 아니면 메인 기능 뭐예요? 네? 메인 기능 뭐예요?
저희 주요 기능은 이제 충방전기 그리고 임피던스 기술을 활용해서 이제 배터리를 진단하는 장비인데 보통 임피던스 기술의 경우에는 4분에서 5분 정도 이상의 긴 시간이 걸립니다. 따라서 배터리를 전수조사하는 데는 굉장히 어려움이 있지만 저희는 인공지능 기술을 활용해서 측정 시간을 6초로 획기적으로 낮췄기 때문에 배터리 팩 제조하는 그 라인에서 전수 검사를 할 수 있도록 저희가 개발을 하였습니다.
So what they are developing here is a system that is charging for the batteries. He was talking about how usually up to 5 minutes can seem like a long time when you're dealing with these pieces, but this PAX here where they're able to do it has kind of sped it up and changed the nature of the battery power system. I see. Okay, well, and let's have a look here. What are we looking at? So big data, data analysis, AI solutions, and convergence, all to make this the best. And how is it related to hydrogen? 하이드로젠 에너지.
수소와 이제 연료전지랑 배터리는 사실 원리는 굉장히 간단하고 둘이 굉장히 유사합니다. 따라서 임피던스 기술을 수소에 활용을 할 수 있고요. 향후에는 연료전지 진단 장비로서도 저희가 기술 개발을 할 예정입니다.
I see. So in terms of obviously we're H2 meet, so we're related to moving everything towards hydrogen energy, and batteries and increased battery power will be important to do that. All right. Well, thank you so much for showing us. That's great. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye. Yep. All right, so that was our first one there in terms of moving towards hydrogen energy through battery power. Hello, 네, 안녕하세요.
메카센트론.
네.
메카센트론입니다.
네, 그 좀 회사 소개 좀
회사 소개요.
부탁드립니다.
네. 저희 회사는 불꽃 감지기 전문 제조 회사입니다.
Hey, let's have a look here. Yeah, so hydrogen flame detectors. Okay.
하이드로젠 플레임 디텍터고요. 그리고 저희 회사는 2003년에 설립이 돼서 수소 불꽃 감지기 전문 제조 회사입니다.
So they've been around for 23 years and they've got all these, as you can see, certifications because they're expert in this area.
네. 그리고 저희 보시면은 FM 인증을 받은 회사의 제품이고요. 그리고 FM에서 보시면 아시겠지만 FM에서 하이드로젠하고 그리고 또 헬탄 계열까지 둘 다 이제 감지를 잘하는 것으로 테스트를 하고 인증을 받은 제품입니다.
So it's able to test all sorts of things, including obviously hydrogen, which is the important one, but other things as well that you'd want to be made aware of.
네. 그리고 저희 회사 같은 경우는 국내 인증은 물론이고 해외에 저렇게 많은 이제 제품이 있어서 그래서 전 세계 어디든 다 판매가 가능합니다.
Wow. So they're not only just certified here in Korea, but they also have several international certifications, as you can see there. So they're able to sell internationally as well. I see.
이 제품 같은 경우에는 이 제품과 이 제품은 두 가지 제품 같은 경우에는 수소 충전소에 한국의 수소 충전소에 지금 현재 굉장히 많이 설치가 되고 있는 제품이고요. 이거 같은 경우에는 삼성전자에도 저희가 납품이 돼서 현장에 설치가 되고 있습니다. 꾸준히.
There's nothing similar to this in Korea. This is the only one here that they've got in Korea.
네, 전 세계적으로도 몇 대가 없습니다.
Internationally, nothing either. The only one.
네, 감사합니다.
Okay.
이거 회사 한번 좀
Yeah. So we're gonna have a little demonstration here. So here it goes.
돼야 될 텐데.
So this would be a gas leak. Let's see what happens. You can see flame detector. They're showing up red there. Yes. Okay. Well, thank you so much for showing us. That's great. Yeah, thanks very much. Bye-bye. Thank you. Okay, we got to see their flame detectors being used by Samsung and with several implementation points. And now let's look at D-Tech. I learned about them as well. Hello, 안녕하세요. Hey, 안녕하세요. Oh, we're just going to have a look through here. So you can see some of their items. Battery coolers here, cooling plates, all manufactured locally in Korea. If you want to come with me too, I'll have a look through. So green technology, multi-fan remote radiators, all of these here, the future of tech. So that's important. I do want to just show you what I'm looking at here. So some of the explanation of what they're doing. So this is fuel cell cooling technology. Obviously, we know that fuel cell cooling technology is important for the gradual move towards hydrogen and moving on an industrial level. And if I were to show you these here as well, so we've got a copper version, PEMFC as well, nickel and aluminum. So all of these different versions that would have different specifications that could help when it comes to moving towards large-scale industrial cooling technologies. Of course, cooling, as I said again, you've got to have industrial level cooling technologies if you're going to move to hydrogen on a wide-scale level. Okay, and if I were to keep going in here, and we'll come and see this one. Hello, 안녕하세요. 네. 그 Hongsworks 좀 소개해 주시겠어요? 영어로도 가능하면.
한국말로 하겠습니다. 예. 저희 홍스웍스는 수소 공급 장치 전문 기업이고요. 작년에 이어서 공급 장치를 좀 더 새롭게 발전시킨 개발한 제품을 갖고 전시에 참여하게 되었습니다.
So this company here, Hongsworks, is developing these pieces. So yeah, let's look at them one by one. So sensors we're going to see. We're also going to see control valves and different components. 네, 메인 제품 뭐예요?
저희 메인 제품은 요 지금 시스템 인터페이스로 구성된 엔드 플레이트가 함께 일체화된 모듈 제품이고요. 예, 요 제품의 구성은 기존 제품에 이어서 요 챔버, 안에 챔버와 이젝터와 디퓨저를 이제 금속 3D 프린팅을 이용해서 기존의 제조 방법으로는 만들 수 없었던 이 안에 구조를 이제 좀 더 효율적으로 재순환을 시키기 위한 제품으로.
So let's just talk about this one here. So these are different components. First of all, they said they've got this chamber designed, which gives it unique capabilities that other similar pieces don't have. They also have these printed. I'm going to show under the camera. They're printed with 3D technology, and then that also gives it its own specifications. Yeah. Okay. 다른 거 뭐.
네, 다른 거 마치 뭐 같은 상태로 가 있는데 이제 고객의 요청에 따라서 요 엔드 플레이트부터 하나의 통합 모듈을 구성할 수 있기 때문에 지금 이 제품은 30kW와 50kW에 쓰이는 엔드 플레이트를 지금 시제품을 만들어 놓은 상태이고요. 물론 이제 고객의 요청에 따라서 고객에 맞는 스택의 구성에 제품을 만들 수 있는 그 기술을 확보하고 있어서 고객의 요청에 만들 수 있습니다.
So here he was describing this plate here. So it's about 30 to 50 kilograms, and that makes it a better size for industrial uses. And then as well, similar items, but all of those as well moving towards sensors, control valves, components, and all integrated for fuel cell technology. Okay, and let's see one more. Yeah.
그리고 지금 금속 3D 프린팅을 이용한 제품으로는 지금 수소 제품 이외에 저희가 지금 열교환기 부품 제품들을 좀 더 구별을 하고 있기 때문에
Wow. So these are all printed, with that 3D technology. Can I touch it just because I want to see it close? Yeah.
이걸 뭐 이제 시트 싱크 같은 경우 열 교환기 정도의 이제 구조체를 만들어서 수소 연료 전지에 쓰이는 이제 열 교환기도 같이 이제 공동 개발하고 있습니다.
Yeah. So of course, all for transmission, semiconductor, similar function to that. Okay. 그래서 H2 Meet 참가하는 이유 무엇인가요?
H2 미트는 일단 저희가 좀 글로벌 파트너들을 좀 확장하고 저희가 제품을 또 홍보함으로써 국내 기업과도 좀 협업을 위해서 전시회를 참가하게 되었고 지금 많은 파트너들십을 지금 맺고 있어서 좋은 기회였던 것 같습니다.
So they want to attend H2 Meet here for several reasons, including, of course, getting connected to the international community on this, doing some marketing, and also connecting with partners. They've done some connections before, but of course, that's building a business, and so they want to do more here at H2 Meet. Okay, well, thank you so much for showing us. That's great. Thank you. Yeah, bye-bye. Thanks. Okay. And we'll continue on to the next one here. JD Global. Hello, 안녕하세요. 네, 그 JD Global 좀 소개해 주시겠어요?
저희 JD 글로벌은 2013년도에 설립해가지고 불꽃 감지기 제조랑 소방 전문 공사업을 하고 있는 기업이고요. 이번에 수소 모빌리티 쇼에 저희가 수소 전용 불꽃 감지기를 이제 개발해가지고 소개해드리려고 나왔습니다.
Okay, so as you can see, they've developed these hybrid and multi-infrared triple rays for these video recording that they're doing here. Okay, 어떤 기능이 있나요?
이거는 일반 화재 불꽃이랑 수소 불꽃이랑 이제 파장대가 다르기 때문에 저희가 수소 저장소나 수소차 충전소에서 화재가 발생하면은 바로 이 수소 전용 불꽃 감지기로 이제 화재를 미리 감지하려고 이제 하는 제품입니다.
하고 자외선도 있죠.
네, 저희가 이제 수소 불꽃 감지기는 IR3 3중 적외선 타입의 감지기 하나랑 UV-IR 자외선 적외선 두 가지를 복합형으로 쓰는 감지기를 두 개 가지고 있습니다. 형식으로.
So as you can see, this is a flame detector, similar to what we saw before, the one that's used with Samsung. It's got several features, but I'll tell you about one that I think is interesting, that it's got a UV protection element too there, which makes it that much sharper of a product. Okay. 해외에서도 수출하고 있나요?
예,
해외에서도 수출하고 있나요?
그 수출 계획은 있는데 아직 한 적은 않았습니다.
So they're available locally here in Korea, and of course they're working on a plan to export as well in the long term, but not quite there yet. So we're encouraging them for that. Okay. 하고 H2 Meet 참가하는 이유 무엇인가요?
이제 세계적으로 수소를 이제 이용해가지고 에너지 생산을 이제 하고 있는데, 그런 이제 생산을 하려면은 운송도 하고 저장도 해야 되는데 저장했을 때 그 화재에 이제 위험이 있기 때문에. 저장소나 충전소에 이제 저희 불꽃 감지기 설치해서 이제 화재를 예방하기 위해서 송부하려고 나온 겁니다.
And so they wanted to attend H2 Meet here because obviously as hydrogen energy is changing the nature of energy internationally, they want to connect with some of that industry and discourse. And what about these? 이거 뭐예요?
이 제품은 저희가 이제 그 일반 불꽃을 확인할 수 있는 감지기인데 이 카메라 안에다가 열화상 카메라를 이제 넣어가지고.
Yes, so we're going to have a demonstration look. So here's the camera where we're coming out. You can see that, and we're going to test it. So look at that flame. What happens? Oh yeah, look at that. Went red right away. Thermal energy imaging camera.
네, 이런 식으로 이제 불꽃을 감지해서 사용하는 거.
Okay. Yeah, triple infrared flame detector. Well, thank you for the demonstration. That was great to see. Thanks very much. Yeah, bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. And we'll continue. I'm going to come across this kind of plaza here. So you can see that they've got some meeting space behind us. People are meeting. This is an enormous exhibition. They're expecting 60,000 people over the course of the 4 days. And so you can see some of that energy behind me. Hello, 안녕하세요. 네, 그 하이젠 파워 좀 소개해 주시겠어요? 네. Let's come stand here. Yeah, so we can see it up close. Yeah. 네.
네, 저희 하이젠 파워는 대구에서 디지스트 창업으로 한
대구에서
네, 맞습니다.
왔죠?
대구 기업입니다.
So this company here they're based in Daegu, which we've been to before in South Korea, here in Seoul. Right?
네, 대구에서 시작한 스타트업 기업인데요. 저희가 현재 이제 이쪽에 제품을 보시게 되면은 이제 스택을 전문으로 하는 기업입니다. 이제 연료전지 중에서도 종류가 PAFC, SOFC 뭐 여러 가지가 있는데 저희는 특히나 PEMFC를 위주로 하는 기업입니다. 그래서 저희는 소형부터 중형, 대형까지 스택을 공급을 하고 있고요. 그리고 최근에 이제 R&D 사업으로 여기 우측에 보시면은 구명조끼가 보입니다.
So they've got two elements here. So one is these pieces, these manufacturing that they're providing, and then they've also got the development here. But let's have a look at this one. 네.
네, 우선은 이 구명조끼 같은 경우에는 저희가 소형 연료전지와 수소를 발생시키는 수소 카트리지를 한꺼번에 개발을 해서 현재 9월 초에 개발 R&D 종료하는 과제인데요. 네, 이쪽을 보시면은 여기 수소 카트리지가 들어가는 곳이고 이쪽에 스택이 들어갑니다. 그래서 해상 사고가 발생을 하면은 이제 구명조끼를 입은 사람한테 체온을 유지시켜주는 스마트 발열.
So this product is coming out at the beginning of September. So we're now at the beginning of September, so it's brand new. That's why we're happy to show it to you. Once it's set up with its hydrogen elements that we saw here in kind of the basic form, it helps with maintaining body temperature, so you can keep yourself warm. Right. Okay.
그래서 이 구명조끼 같은 경우에는 저희가 그 국내에서 인정하는 이제 한국해양연구 이제 시험을 다 마쳐서 네 이제 그 작업용 형식 승인이라는 시험까지 다 마친 구명조끼입니다.
And so they've had it kind of tested, or they've received certifications on it here in Korea, so you know that you can trust it and that it does what it says it does, so it meets its requirements. Okay.
그리고 제가 소개시켜드리고 싶은 게 두 가지가 더 있는데요. 네.
So let's have a look at two more quick items here. Yeah.
예, 요거는 이제 건물 빌딩용 연료전지를 조금 축소화시켜서 만든 이제 워킹 목업입니다.
So this is specially designed for industrial strength uses in buildings.
네, 그래서 이게 실제 출력 같은 경우에는 1kW까지가 되고요. 그리고 안에 이제 개주기도 포함되어 있어서 이제 LNG를 공급만 해주면 바로 발전이나 이제 온수 공급이 가능한 시스템입니다.
So it starts working right away and it can do up to 2 kilowatts of power.
예. 그리고 이제 발전용으로 저희가 주로 공급하고 있는 이 모델의 워킹 목업인데요. 실제 모델은 이렇게 생겼습니다.
So here what we're looking at is kind of a demonstration, so you can have a look inside. The main one that they're talking about that this actually comes out to is the one that's up here. Yeah.
네, 그래서 보시는 모델 같은 경우에는 저희는 직접적으로 수소를 공급을 하면은 발전을 시키는 연료전지입니다. 그래서 이제 국내 같은 경우에는 아직 수소 공급이 원활하지 않기 때문에 LNG를 개질함으로써 수소를 공급해주는 형태를 하고 있고요. 그래서 발전 사업의 형태 같은 경우에는 연료전지와 개질기를 동시에 공급을 해서 원활하게 이제 매전 사업과 그 스팀, 온수 이런 사업이 가능하도록 저희가 제안을 드리고 있습니다. 그래서
So
네.
yeah, this one has quite a few industrial uses, for example, with steam or for industrial strength buildings, and then also they've got the amount of hydrogen that it can produce, which we know from other statistics is quite a bit. So that's quite a bit of hydrogen that can be made at any time. And let's just have a look over here. What have we got here? You said this is for design or development. Yeah. Oh, look, there it goes. Okay.
네, 이건 저희가 이제 실제 향후에 이제 수소, 청정 수소나 이런 것들이 원활하게 공급이 될 경우에 이제 수전해와 연료전지 이런 ESS 이런 것들이 원활하게 다 이루어지고 저희의 연료전지 공급이 더 원활해질 것이다라는 전망을 보여주는 디오라마입니다.
So this is what they're predicting. This is what they're working for. This is kind of the goal that, of course, we want to reach with hydrogen energy. And so that's some of the things they're hoping to move towards kind of in time with hydrogen power. Okay, well, thank you so much for showing us. That's great. Thank you for the tour. Yeah, bye-bye. Thanks, bye-bye. Okay, and then Cryo HNI as well. Hello, 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
Hey, can you tell me about Cryo HNI?
Oh, sure, yeah. So our company is manufacturing cryo cooler, which is a best technology of cryogenic industry. So this is our product, which is cryo cooler. Also, you can call it GM cooler. So based on this technology, you can make hydrogen liquefier, also nitrogen liquefier as well.
Yeah.
So basically, this cryo cooler can apply to so many different systems and machines. And yeah, we are trying to lead this industry in Korea. 저희가 국내 유일의 이제 회사이고요. 네.
So they're the only one. They're unique here in Korea for what they do.
Yeah, we are the only company can manufacture the cryogenic cryo cooler. So.
And what industries use cryo cooler technology?
So cryo cooler technology is for also semiconductor, also hydrogen technology, also you can apply so many things. basically like you can see like there is some like test system. You can like test the things from like cooler like environment. So yeah, it's like we are the first company and only company in Korea like can manufacture the like this like cryo cooler and also like cryo pump as well.
Are you working with some international companies right now?
Oh yes, we have few like international partners around the world. Also, we have some partners in European country, also like Russia and also like America as well, and also Taiwan. There's so many countries we are working with.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah.
And what is this here? Yeah.
Also, this is like we call compressor. Like it's a helium compressor. So in order to run like this cryo cooler, you need a compressor. So through compressor, you supply the helium to like cryo cooler. So the helium can make like a temperature down. So it's really like important like a machine for the like cryogenic like technology. So we are manufacturing like compressor and also like cryo cooler as well. So yeah.
Sure. And can you show us some of this here? So some of the cryogenic probe station and cryostat. What are these that we're looking at?
So the cryogenic probe
Let's
station.
just stand so the camera can see.
Oh,
Let's stand right beside it.
Sure,
We'll face
yeah.
the camera. There you go. Perfect. Yeah.
So the cryogenic probe station and cryostat, it's so in order to like test the things, so you just put things on here and then make like a temperature down, and then you can test like the materials. So it's like test the system. So many like R&D like university like R&D center like they are using like this kind of system. So basically this is like this machine. It's our partner company. They are manufacturing. They based on like in United States. So yeah. And also this is like another like our product. It's called like a material test system. So as you can see, this is the like kind of like a material. You just put it here and then make it the temperature down, and then you can test like you make just the environment what you want, and then you can get the result out of the like for the like material. So and for this is like this is our like a main product, which is like a cryo cooler. So the like temperature range is like a 4K, which is 4 Kelvin to like 80 Kelvin.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for showing us all of these items. Yeah. Thanks very much. Goodbye for now. Bye bye. Okay. Yeah, we got to see there. Look at that. So minus 4K right there. Minus 4 carbon. That's incredible. So 269 degrees. Hello. 안녕하세요. 네. 그 신넥 엔테크 좀 소개해 주시겠어요?
저희 회사는 그 다양한 연료로부터 수소를 제조하는 제조 장치인 리포머를 전문적으로 생산하는 회사입니다.
So this company here is specializing in these steam reformers as well, with several different components. 네, 어떤 기능이 있나요?
현재 저희들은 다양한 연료들 이쪽으로 잠깐 들어오시면
Yeah, let's have a look here.
다양한 용량, 그러니까 수소의 생산량이 다양한 그 생산량을 기준으로 해서 뭐 도시가스라든지 LPG라든지 뭐 메탄올이라든지 DM이라든지 뭐 이런 것들을 사용을 해서 수소를 만들 수 있는 장비들을 전문적으로 만들고 있는 회사고요.
So as you can see, these can use 3 different kinds of fuel. City gas, LPG, DME can all be taken in, and then they can come up to 150 kilograms of hydrogen squared a day.
현재 작년 그 10월 달에 그 수주를 해서 도시가스를 기본으로 연료로 해서 1200 루베 정도, 시간당 1200 그 루베 정도의 수소를 만들 수 있는 장비를 지금 설계해서 인증 절차를 거치고 있는 중이고요. 내년 초에 현장에 설치돼서 운전이 될 그 예정에 있습니다.
So he talked a little bit about the capacity there, how much it is per day, but then also, or per hour there, but also that next year, at the beginning of next year, they're launching another product that's going to have similar capacity. And then here it is, the synergy of never-ending challenge for happiness and technology. 이거 뭐예요? 그 리포머 있죠?
요거는 그 중국 그 업체에서 저희 쪽한테 요청이 들어와서 메탄올을 기본으로 해서 메탄올에서 수소를 만드는 장비를 저희 쪽에다 요청이 해서 작년 12월 달에 저희가 발주를 받았습니다. 그래서 올 5월 달에 테스트를 했는데요. 잠깐 여기 사진을.
So this here is from China. It's a company they're working with there, and it's just come out. Yeah, and so brand new there that we can have a look at.
원래는 중국에 5월 달에 저희가 입고시킨 제품은 리포머와 PSA라고 하는 정제 장치를 독립적으로 만들어서 공급을 했어요. 그래서 운전을 하고 운전 결과가 수소 99.99, CO가 1ppm 이하로 떨어지는 결과를 얻어서 5월 달에 납품을 했습니다.
And so it's got, these are the inside pieces of it. As we said, it's coming from China, but it's got those inside pieces and it's got all of those specifications that you can read as well.
그래서 이 제품을 조금 그 일체화형 시키기 위해서 이 장비를 만들었고요. 이 장비를 보시면
Let's have a look. Yeah. Oh, look, we're going to see inside it. Yeah, demonstration. Oh my, there it is.
이렇게 그 뭐 개질기라든지 버너, 그다음에 수송가스와 반응기, 응축기 뭐 이렇게 구성이 돼서 운전이 되는 장치고요. 여기서 만들어진 합성가스, 신가스가 밑에 있는 PSA, 아까 분리형으로 이렇게 돼 있던 거를 일체형으로 이렇게 제작을 해서 여기에서 아까 말씀드린 수소 순도를 지키면서 수소를 만들어낼 수 있는 그런 컴팩트한 장비입니다.
Okay, so similar to what we saw before, this is a much more compact version, and it's got all the elements inside. Well, thank you so much for showing us. That's great. Yeah, thank you very much. Bye-bye. Thank you. Okay, so we got to see a little bit there in our first hour. Of course, we'll continue throughout the rest of the day. You'll get to see some of the activity behind me and some of the energy as we continue through this. Of course, I want to show you again, we are here at H2 Meet 2022, and there's a lot. I want to show you a little bit about also scanning the QR code for the online directory. And I want to show you, of course, what we are up to, which is this. So here we are with Aving on YouTube. You can see all of our tours. We've got quite a few going on back and forth all day, as well tomorrow and Saturday. See you again in a couple hours. Thank you. I'm Alexandra Stevenson with Aving News.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ilsan, South Korea. My name is Alex Sigerson. We're at H2 Meet 2022. Meet Mobility and you can hear the announcement going on right now. It's Mobility, Energy, Environment, and Technology. So I'll keep this closer to my voice right now so you can hear me. We're going to go around and meet some of the different companies and organizations and cities that are here representing the hydrogen industry. So very excited to go around and meet some more people here. We got a lot of people in this area that we're going to talk to in just a second. But we're going to start off doing a little bit of our live stream right over here. We're going to go to Gyeongsang Namdo, or South Gyeongsang Province, which is an area I go to plenty often, but this particular place is Changwon. So the Changwon area is a city over here. We're going to do a little bit of a tour around here and then come right back here in just a second, but just see a little bit of what's going on. There are a lot of companies that we want to see in a second. We're going to just do a little tour around first and then come back here in a second to eFlow. But first, here's a few of the kind of the displays that are around right here. These companies are in this Changwon area, and they're really working to promote the Changwon Industry Promotion Agency, promote the infrastructure development, the hydrogen infrastructure development, the different measures that they're taking to support companies in this area to really help with the development of this industry. And Changwon is an area that I've been to a couple of times. Really wonderful place in the southern part of Korea. But we're going to go ahead and just go ahead and start right now with eFlow. Hi, how's it going?
Hi.
How are you?
How are you? Fine.
Great. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Okay. eFlow actually 2017 we found the company. At that time we produce of motor technology for micromobility. Then after 2 years, and mobility need also power. Then power is to power and lithium-ion and hydrogen. So we start with lithium. Then customer asking, okay, how fast of charging and how we can extend over long distance of driving. Then we think about, okay, hydrogen is one of the solution.
Right.
Then we started 2019. Then we started to develop for hydrogen fuel cell powertrain for micromobility. That is, we start build up the micromobility, which is we can show about hydrogen bicycle. Then this is our major product for powertrain. This is a hydrogen fuel cell. This is our motor technology. So this is we can apply any kind of hydrogen bicycle. You can see 2000 this year we're launching this one in Germany in last July. This is a 4-wheel drive of a hydrogen fuel cell cargo bike. So this is a 1 minute charging, 150 kilometer can do it, and then also 300 kilogram of the loading of this one. So this is our recently new product. Then I will show you how it works. This is our total powertrain, which is this one is hydrogen. This is hydrogen fuel cell. This is the motors. We can turn on, then hydrogen going through the fuel cell, then making the power, then turn on the motors. Then this is we can apply any kind of a mobility at the moment.
Right.
Okay. You can see this is a kind of a hydrogen e-bike. This is the same thing. It's working.
If you come on this side, you can actually see the inside of this e-bike.
This is, you say this one is exactly the same. We can turn on, then we can turn on in the power. You can see in the going through. Okay. And second thing is, we are very now it's interesting all over the world. Is market this one. You can see this is we developed this one base unit and one cargo, MTV, and dual sheet, and baby sheet, and then also one more cargo, double and triple. This is we launching in last July in European markets. This is a product.
And so the advantages of this is that it can go longer distances and it's easy to just change the canister. Is
We
that
say
the idea?
yes. This is we so calling multi-purpose of cargo bike.
And so here you get some of the vision into the future of how these hydrogen-powered bicycles can actually be used in various industries. And particularly, I think right now you're looking at, I guess this would be like delivery and transport industry, right?
Yes, correct.
But of course, you can also go off-roading with that bike as well.
Yep.
Well, this is great. And you're based in Changwon?
Yes, it's based in Changwon. We are now also in a German office from September.
Great.
So we are strongly marketing to European market.
Well, I really hope it does well and it goes to more countries like my own country of the United States. I really appreciate it, and thank you so much for the explanation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, I love this because my parents, when I go home, they have an electric bike when I visit the States. But it does take some time to charge, and I think it's really cool to kind of incorporate the idea of this quick turnaround time when it comes to recharging or just basically switching out the hydrogen tank. Really, I can see it used very well in industry. I think that's something that we can look forward to. 안녕하세요.
네, 안녕하세요.
Hi, can you 일단은 소개부터 부탁드립니다.
제 본인 성함은 말입니까? 하이 창원 주식회사 본부장 이창원입니다.
그리고 you said it was Hi Changwon 주식회사. 그 소개도 부탁드립니다.
하이 창원 주식회사 소개 말이에요. 하이 창원 주식회사는 우리나라 처음으로 액화수소를 만드는 업체로서 국비, 도비, 시비 그리고 민간 출자에 설립된 특수목적법인입니다. 예. 주요 설비로는 프랑스 에어리퀴드사에서 기술 협의하고 해가지고 ASMR 설비, 그다음 PSA 설비, 그다음에 콜드박스, 그다음 스토리지 탱크로 구성되어 있고 창원에 액화 충전소에 1.5톤씩 액화수소를 생산해가 공급하는 업체입니다.
So a company that offers solutions when it comes to production of liquefied natural gas, storage, and as well as construction and operation of the facilities required. So if you take a look at this, you can actually see in English, I don't know if you can see on this side, but all of the different, this is a model area. So if we look at how this works, this is the hydrogen production over here, followed by liquefaction facilities, storage, And finally, chura would be loading area, I guess, putting it out for transportation. And this is kind of the solution that they can offer here at Hai Changwon. Great. Well, thank you so much. 마지막으로 한 말씀 있으시면 부탁드립니다.
저희 하이 차원 주식회사는 국내 최초로 에카수소를 만드는 회사이기 때문에 국내 수소 관련 업체 인프라에도 파급 효과를 누리기 때문에 우리나라 에카 관련 업체한테도 활성화하는 데 기여하는 회사라고 볼 수가 있습니다.
Thank you so much for talking with us. 감사합니다.
네, 감사합니다.
So there you go, another solution here coming out of Changwon City when it comes to the production, storage, transportation of hydrogen. Next up, we'll go over here. 안녕하세요. This is Changwon 대학교, Changwon University link. 맞나요? 링크. 일단 소개부터 부탁드립니다.
안녕하세요. 저희 창원대학교 링크 3.0 사업단은 가치 창출형 산학연 협력을 통해서 미래인재 양성과 교육 연구 기술 융합 대학을 구축하려고 목표를 하고 노력하고 있습니다.
So an organization that establishes a model for industry academic cooperation in Changwon, in the Changwon area. So tell us a little bit about what did you bring, 뭐 준비하신 거 뭔지 보시겠어요? 그쪽에서 시작할까요? We'll start back here to see what they prepared for us. We walk around up here and we can see, there we go.
저희 창원대 링크 3.0 사업단에서 대표적으로 운영하고 있는 탄소 중립 에너지 자원 ICC가 있는데 이 ICC는 그린 뉴딜, 탄소 중립 시대를 선도할 에너지 혁신 기술 개발 및 인재 양성을 통해서 지역 및 국가의 신성장 동료를 확보를 하려고 노력하고 있습니다.
So this just gives an example. This is their center introduction and what they're doing to kind of help offer the technologies when it comes to the Green New Deal and reduction of carbon dioxide into the air. And these are what they can offer and as far as their solutions. 네, 그리고 또 뭐 다른 게 설명해 주실 수 있나요?
이제 이 정도가
그리고
저희
앞에 뭐가 그거는 그냥 홍보 문자.
네네, 홍보 문자.
네, 그래서 앞으로는 어떤 계획이 있는지 아니면 앞으로 이렇게 됐으면 좋겠다고 생각하시는 게 있으면
저도 이거 링크 3.0 사업단에 참여하고 있는 학생인데 이런 잘 구축된 인프라를 토대로 잘 배워서 이제 지역이나 국가에 도움이 되는 학생으로 성장하고 싶습니다. 인재로 성장하고 싶습니다.
네, 학생이신데 그 학부인가? 대학원생이세요. So this is a graduate student who's involved in this project, and of course we're hoping that this project will allow for the expansion of these technologies, not only for the Changwon area but also the nation as a whole, by producing the students and research necessary. 일단은 thank you so much for talking. 감사합니다. All right, so we're just gonna walk around again. Over here we have a bunch of different companies, including this one right here. This is EM Solution. So if you take a look in there, you can go on inside and check it out. So EM Solution, one of the companies here that is under the Changwon area. It's a business that used to be called Dongwoo Precision, changed their name to EM Korea. They produce water electrolyzers. They're also promoting here at this booth their Green Village and P2G business, or power to gas business, hydrogen generated using a water electrolyzer, using solar and wind energy, as well as a hydrogen refueling station. They have a lot on offer here. This is the hydrogen station you're looking at right now. So this is what EMS is offering. And again, they're at the Changwon booth if you want to take a look at it now. So next up, we're going to walk around and find our next location, which is going to be outside of this booth. So let's continue on. That again was the 경상남도 창원시 수소 사업 산업 공동단. Got it. But anyway, that was Changwon Special City in Korea. It is a place that has a lot of this business going on. And so if you are interested, make sure to come to Hall 9. We are in Hall 9 here at Kintex and checking out some of the different businesses, including this really cool hydrogen-powered e-bike that we got to see a little bit earlier. So we're going to continue on here, moving on to our next business. I've got a list in front of me. I do not know the exact order, so bear with me for a second as I find my own coordinates here, as I get my bearings straight. We're going to be basically in this area, and I recognize most of these names. Just want to make sure I know which one we are going to next. We're going to be looking at different companies in this area, including Lightbridge, Ronick, Korea, Pustech. We'll just see where we are going next, though. We're going up here to We Engineer High-Tech, WEH. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. 다시 뵈서 반갑습니다.
Yeah, it's good to see you again. And we've seen this before. If you've been a part of our streams, we've done this before. But for new people, 처음 보신 사람들 위해서 간단하게 소개 부탁드립니다.
예, 저희 허스텍은 외의 독일의 회사의 한국 대리점으로서 외에는 퀵 커넥터를 비롯해서 그 러킹 시스템에 대한 모든 그 퀵 커넥션의 솔루션을 해결하는 업체로서 한국 수소 산업에 성장하는 그곳에 부응해서 한국의 전 충전소에 저희 제품을 납품하고 있습니다. 아울러 이 발생하는 하자 문제에서도 제가 계속해서 AS를 하고 있고 사후 문제도 철저하게 관리하고 있습니다.
All right, let's take a look at some of their components for hydrogen vehicles and fueling, and they also do AS as well, so the after service. So what did you bring? 뭐 준비하신 게 보여주실 수 있나요?
예, 이거는 우리나라 충전소에 설치되는 노즐입니다. 이거는 700바로서 자동차의 넥소에 충전을 하면은 거치를 하고서 우리나라 그 가솔린 충전기와 같은 말처럼 이거를 그림만 딱 잡아주면은 700바 가스가 들어가는 시스템입니다. 충전하고 나서도 이 러킹을 딱 풀면은 그대로 풀 수 있는 시스템입니다.
And so this particular one is for hydrogen fueling. It works just like a regular gas pump right there. You just kind of pull on the nozzle or pull on the handle, and then it comes on out.
예, 그리고 이거 차세대에 그 우리 셀프 서비스를 위해서 아주 가벼운 원터치식 노즐을 지금 출시하고 내년 말을 기준으로 해서 독일에서 마지막 인증을 준비하고 있습니다.
So they're preparing for the final certification in Germany next year, and this is just a very lightweight, easy to use one-touch system. That's the nozzle that they're working on getting the certification for at the end of next year.
네. 감사합니다.
Thank you so much.
감사합니다.
감사합니다. All right, so that was a little bit from Hustech. Next up, we're going to go back here a little more as we go to our next location, which is going to be, there we go. We're going to Fluconsis.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, fine.
일단은 소개부터 부탁드립니다.
Yes. 저희 회사는 GSR이라고 하는 브랜드의 그 독일 메이커입니다. 독일 메이커인데 특수한 밸브, 즉 고압, 고온용 이런 밸브를 만드는 아주 익스퍼트거든요. 그리고 이제 저희가 지금 쇼잉되어 있는 이 제품은 충전소에 그 수소 충전소에 들어가는 그 밸브라고 하는데 오토매틱 밸브입니다. 그러니까 이런 밸브는 에어 소스가 들어가서 오픈시키고 클로징 시키는 그러한 밸브고, 이런 밸브는 전기로 구동하는 그런 밸브입니다. 여기 보시면은 이게 이제 수소 충전소의 그 판넬에 들어가는 밸브인데, 이 밸브가 900바, 즉 차량에 그 수소를 충전할 때 필요한 압력이 900바입니다. 900바를 견딜 수 있는 그런 헤비듀티한 구조로 되어 있고, 그 다음에 마이너스 40도 정도의 그 낮은 기온에도 견딜 수 있는 아주 특수한 밸브입니다. 그래서 앞으로 수소 그 충전기에 그 설비에 이제 이런 밸브들이 많이 들어갈 걸로 기대를 하고 있습니다.
So we're looking at a bunch of the valves from GSR that they have on offer here that are good for low temperatures as low as minus 40 degrees Celsius, that can also withstand high pressure, both of which are very much needed to effectively operate this with hydrogen solutions here. And so we had the automatically valve that closes and opens based on air pressure, and this one was based on electricity. 전기로 자동으로 돼. So this was based on electricity. So they have multiple versions here, and this is kind of an example of how it's all put together over here. Thank you so much for
Thank
talking
you.
with us. 감사합니다.
For you.
Thank you. All right, there you go. So you have valve solutions over here if that's what you are looking for. So next up, we're going right behind me as we go to 금강 S&T.
네, 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
네,
일단은 소개부터 부탁드립니다.
네, 안녕하세요. 저 금강 S&T에서 근무하고 있는 고성훈 상무입니다.
네.
반갑습니다.
Well, thank you. Tell us a little bit about 금강 S&T and also tell us a little bit about the products that you have here. So 그런 조금 더 자세한 소개 부탁드립니다.
우리 회사에서 공급하고 있는 제품은 압력 용기에 설치되고 있는 세프티 릴리프 밸브들입니다. 저희가 공급하고 있는 브랜드 네임은 앤더슨 그린우드 클래스 B 제품이고요.
네.
예, 요 보시는 제품들이 세프티 릴리프 밸브입니다. 그래서 여기는 파일로트 밸브고 스프링 타입, 컨벤셔널 타입, 그다음에 스팀에 사용하고 있는 스팀 세프티 릴리프 밸브, 그다음에 요거는 세프티 셀렉터 밸브 해가지고 그 세프티 밸브를 두 개를 설치해 놓고 한쪽에서 오퍼레이팅 하다가 오버홀이라든지 메인터넌스가 필요할 경우에는 스위치를 체인지 오버 시켜가지고 이쪽을 차단을 시키고 프로세스를 이쪽으로 온라인 시킨 다음에 이 밸브를 띄워가지고 메인터넌스하고 다시 설치할 수 있는 이런 3-way 셀렉터 밸브입니다.
It's really good. The relief valves, the safety valves that are over here, and the different types that they have offered, including this particular one over here, the Anderson Greenwood safety selector valve that he was just showing us. That with once you select it, you can take one offline and make the other one online with a very simple switch.
네. 그리고 여기에 있는 제품은 그 서말 릴리프 밸브 해가지고 실질적으로 그 저희가 에카 트레일러라든지 에카 수소용 운반용 트레일러라든지 그 다음에 실린더에 설치되는 세프티 밸브입니다. 이거는 저희가 셋압력의 95%까지 제로 리크를 보증을 할 수 있는 앤더슨 그린우드의 81 시리즈입니다.
And this is the Anderson Greenwood 81 Series 81 that can be used in the transportation phase of the transportation of hydrogen across. So this is used for like the trailers or trucks that would be transporting it. Great. Well, thank you so much for talking with us. Really appreciate it. 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
There you go. You got to look at some more of the component side of things here. Next, we're going to go to Gayami and talk to them. And it looks like they have hydrogen storage container liner. 안녕하세요.
안녕하십니까.
일단은 소개부터 부탁드립니다.
네, 안녕하십니까. 가야비 기술연구소 연구소장 김종필입니다. 저희는 전북 익산에 있고요. 좀 익산에 있고 그 자동 현대자동차, 기아자동차, 타타도 일차 협력업체입니다. 이번에 저희는 자동차 내외장재를 공급하고 있는데 공법이 4가지 공법 정도 됩니다. 이게 열프레스, 사출, 진공선형, 그 다음에 회전성형 그렇게 하고 있는데 이번에 저희가 라이너, 수소 라이너를 가져왔는 회전성형으로 하고 있습니다.
So a company out of Ixon that's going to be showing us their hydrogen storage container liner. They have more parts that they produce, but this is on display. Ixon 그 청주에 근처에 있는 그 Ixon인가요?
네, 맞습니다.
Oh, beautiful area. I've actually went to Ixon for a wedding. 그 친구 결혼식 거기서 했으니까 잘 알고
축하합니다.
있습니다.
네.
일단은 so what? Tell us about it. 장점이나 이점이 뭔지 알려주세요.
이게 저희가 회전성형으로 하고 있는데 보시면 지금 품질 안정성이라든지 내구성, 그 다음에 취속 균일성이 아주 좋습니다. 그래서 수소탱크에 적합한 공법입니다. 더군다나 특이한 것은 지금 다양한 타입으로 직정렬 방식, 간절정 방식을 가지고 있는 게 저희 유일한 가야미가 국내에 유일합니다. 그래서 이 아이템을 가지고 만들고 있고요. 지금 핵심 소재인 라이너를 통해서 지금 공급하고 있습니다. 네. 그래서 좀 친환경 수소 에너지의 핵심 부분 수소 용기를 지금 하고 있고 좀 더원이란 메이커로 더원 하이드로겐 라이너라는 메이커로 지금 공급 준비하고 있고요. 타입 4의 700바의 수소 용기 플라스틱입니다.
네. So we're looking at two parts here. They have the one hydrogen liner that we talked about, that he just talked about a second ago, but also they have this rotary molding system. They have two types of molding systems, direct mold heating system and an oven heating system that they have. And on this side, they looked at the properties of the one hydrogen liner, which includes 700 bar type 4 hydrogen storage container liner that you're looking at right here, which is 바로 이건가?
네, 맞습니다.
This
예,
one right
예.
here that we're looking at.
네, 예.
Yeah, thank you so much. 그 마지막으로 한 말씀 있으시면 알려주시겠어요?
저희가 국내 유일하게 지금 타이포 700바 라이너를 지금 생산 준비하고 있고 잠재력 있는 회사입니다.
네.
많이 찾아주셨으면 감사하겠습니다.
Then make sure to check them out if this is the type of liner that you are looking for. One of a kind here in Korea. Thank you so much.
네, 감사합니다.
감사합니다. So more components, parts of everything here when it comes to the hydrogen industry in Korea. So we're going to move over to the other side over here. I see a couple of companies that it looks like we're going to be going to that I recognize the name of as we kind of weave through this open area right now. This is the, I guess, hangout, relaxing area, all these couches just to take a breather out for some people. But we're going to stop over here and go to Light Bridge right now as we talk to someone. 안녕하세요. Hello. Hello.
Hi, hello.
This is Light Bridge.
Yeah.
It's done in Light Bridge. What is Light Bridge? Can you 소개 조금 부탁드립니다.
네. 저희 회사는 수소를 만드는 장치를 만드는 회사예요. 네, 그래서 물이 전기를 이용해서 분해가 되잖아요. 수소와 산소로. 그래서 그런 수소를 만드는 장치를 만드는 회사고, 저희 회사의 핵심 그 제품은 이 스택인데요.
Yes.
이게 실제로 여기서 물이 들어가서 이쪽으로 수소와 산소가 나오는 이 핵심 부품입니다. 저희가 이 핵심 부품 소재를 만들고요.
So we're looking at the electrolyzers right here that manufacture the hydrogen by electrolyzing water. Yeah.
이런 스택을 써가지고
So we use that stack too.
이런 시스템을 저희가 또 제작을
And this
했고요.
is the system that they utilize that stack in.
여기 보면 이제
So if you take a look on the inside right now, you can see that right down there.
핵심 부품의 스택이 있고, 이제 다른 것들은 시스템이에요. 그래서 여기서 수소 산소가 나오면 분리가 돼서 이쪽으로 나오는 수소 산소.
And so right now we've got the H2 coming down here as well as the oxygen. 그래서 이거 진짜 H2인가요? 이게 그냥 보여주시는.
네, 보여주고 여기 불도 한번 붙여드릴게요.
네네.
실제로 수소가 이게
예.
불이 붙는지 모르는 사람도 있어가지고, 야. 네, 산소.
So we have oxygen and hydrogen.
네.
Is this safe?
네, safe. 수소 불꽃.
So that's the
원래 수소
hydrogen.
불꽃. 산소를 넣으면 이렇게 돼.
And then when you add the oxygen, that's what it comes out as. Proving that this is actually what's being produced at the moment. I don't know if you can see that on camera right now, but it is coming out very vividly here.
Okay.
Thank you so much. That was a really cool demonstration we have here. 이거는 똑같은 건데 사이즈만.
사이즈가 달라요.
It's a different size basically. Is a difference.
저희는 이제 이런 스택 부품을 규격화해가지고 병렬로 연결하는 시스템이 사용해요.
So you have two stacks on this side here.
여기에 10개의 스택이 들어가요.
You can go up to 10 stacks in this particular one.
스케일을 할 수가 편하죠.
So it's an easy, scalable solution for them or for you and your needs.
네, 저희 회사의 장점입니다.
And that is the advantage of it, is that scalability. Thank you so much for talking with us, and good luck this week. 감사합니다.
Thank you.
Thank
very
you.
much.
All right, so there you go. That was Lightbridge and their solution for the electrolyzation process of the water to create the H2O, to take the H2O and split it up into hydrogen and oxygen. So next up, we're going to go to Railnik, Korea. Hi.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
네.
일단은 소개부터 부탁드립니다.
네. 레오닉 코리아 김준호라고 하고요. 저희는 이제 독일 레오닉 질량유량계를 1996년도부터 국내에 도입해서 지금 현재 2022년까지 한 25년 정도 국내 시장 공급하고 납품하고 AS까지 맡고 있습니다.
So everything from the products to the actual after service as well. And we've got some of these Railnik products in front of us. Can you tell us about these products, please?
지금 레오닉 레오닉 제품 같은 경우에는 센서랑 트랜스미터로 구성이 되어 있고요. 이 제품 1000바짜리 측정이 가능한 제품인데 2002년도에 세계 최초로 개발이 되었습니다. 지금 벌써 한 20년 정도 경험이 있다고 보시면 되고요. 저희 같은 경우는 2003년도에 연세대학교 신촌 캠퍼스의 GS 칼텍스랑 같이 협업해서 국내 최초로 납품한 사례가 있고요. 지금 올해까지 지난달까지 한 160개 정도 효성중공업, 저쪽에는 삼성 ENC, 하이어 코리아, 광신기계공, JN키터 무수히 많은 좀 납품 사례가 있습니다.
So we got the sensor as well as the transmitter over here, and this has been tested, been used at Yonsei's campus.
Yes.
With the different companies in Korea, including GS Caltrex. But this has recently been produced. 언제부터요?
2002년도요.
2002년. So this is of about 20 years of experience here with this particular one. And right now, 이 비디오에서 뭐가 나오고 있어요? 이게?
노즐인데요.
So we have a nozzle over here.
예, 노즐은 저희 독일 담당자 따로 오셔가지고 소개 직접 해드리겠습니다.
Okay, so we have someone from Germany who's going to be talking to us about this. Hi.
Yeah, hello.
Hello. So what is this?
This is a high-pressure refueling system from Walter Precision. Here you can see the high-pressure refueling nozzle for cars. It's here to connect it directly with the cars. This is a receptacle of the car for 700 bar. It's pretty easy to connect. You can see here it's power coupled. It's a green indication of the coupling status. You have during the refueling a pressure active locking device, so it's not possible during pressurized system to remove the nozzle from the receptacle. Even it's ended, you can, and the nozzle is depressurized, the complete line. You can remove it here by pulling the blue sleeve, and then you can put it back in the parking station. The parking station is to purge the nozzle after refueling to prevent icing and to dry it up. And on the other side of the hose assembly, you have here the breakaway coupling. This is normally mounted here, and this is together in case of an accident or a car drives away. This part separate.
Oh.
And yes, it's safe. It's safe
that
here.
stays
It's
with
closed.
the car. Wait, how does that separate? Like this?
This is together first here.
Ah.
And if the car drives away, it goes in the direction where the car drives through, and then it separates by a separation force around 667 Newton. And here you can see both parts have a check valve inside, so no hydrogen can escape, and it's safe around.
Great. Well, thank you so much for showing this to us. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for your visit.
Of course. So there we got to see some of the products here at Railnick. Really appreciate your time. And now this was an area that was really big on components when it comes to the hydrogen industry. And so it's always interesting to see everything from the beginning to the end, companies that are involved in not just kind of the creation of it, but the little companies in between that make everything possible. And that's what makes it really interesting for me. Now, in just a few moments, we're going to be back on air with Alexandra. She's going to be going on, checking out more companies. I'm going to take a little break so I can get some rest and maybe prep for my next one in about 1 hour. I'll see you then. I'm Alex Sigrist from AVing News, and I'll see you in just a bit.
Good afternoon and welcome back to our 2 p.m. session here at H2Meet. We're going to meet actually an expert in the industry who's come all the way from France to speak to us and get to know the industry here in Korea and a little bit more about these companies. So let me introduce you to someone here. His name is Michael and we're going to learn a little bit more of what he's doing. Hello, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Can you tell me about your company or why you're here in Korea?
Okay. I work from H2 Mobile, which is a French media. We speak about hydrogen mobility.
And
So first time in Korea and first time at H2Meet.
okay. And so as your first time, how are you enjoying the exhibition?
I'm impressed by the size of the exhibition. In France, we have a similar conference named High Evolution, but it's smaller. There is a lot of innovation, a lot of people, a lot of conferences. But it's interesting because there is a lot of country come to explain their market. So it's very, very huge. Yes.
And what are some of the trends that you're seeing here or in the industry in general?
In general, I think all over the world there is something happening about hydrogen. There's a lot of enthusiasm about hydrogen. A lot of big group is launched their solution, and I think we are entered in a new era of massification and democratization of the technology. Now we want to scale up the production, electrolyzer, station, mobility, production. So new era. Yes.
I see. Are there any companies here that you've seen that you like or are impressed by?
Yes, I met a lot of Korean company because we don't have it in Europe. So I met Criso. We made a solution with chip. We mix LNG, liquid hydrogen, so it's very interesting. And Day2, we work on the leak of hydrogen on the network, on the station. It's a big issue for the industry. So it's a Korean innovation. So it's very impressive.
Good. And what about next year? Will you come back to meet in 2023?
I think I will come back to see the evolution of the market
Yes.
in Korea in the world.
Good. Okay, well, thanks for joining us all the way from France, from Europe. And of course, we hope to see you next year back here as well in 2023.
With pleasure.
Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, bye-bye. Thank you. Yeah, so we're going to carry on this way. And I'm going to start taking you into the companies again, back to the booths. And we're going to see ULP company and their innovation of H2 mobility and some of the options that they're exploring there. Hello, 안녕하세요. 그 ULP 좀 소개해 주시겠어요?
아, 예. 네, 안녕하십니까. 예. 저희는 ULP라고 2000년도에 한국하고 일본 간의 카페리를 이용해 가지고 그 반도체 장비하고 무진동 트레일러를 일관 운송하는 그런 물류 전문 업체입니다.
So this company here is creating the transportation that is used for semiconductors and for moving those all around. Okay.
네. 그런데 이제 물류 회사인데 왜 이렇게 모빌리티 쇼에 나왔냐고 궁금해할 수 있는데, 이제 지난 이제 20년 동안은 이제 저탄소로 물류, 그린 물류 시스템을 구축했는데 앞으로 30년을 내다보고 미래를 봤을 때는 지금 또 2050년 탄소 중립 목표도 있지 않습니까? 그런 환경을 생각해서 수소 사업으로 진출하려고 사업을 바꾸려고 하고 있습니다. 예.
So they've been working on these for decades, for many years, and so now, of course, moving into hydrogen. So can we maybe have a little look? If we come in here, we'll show you. So these are what they're doing. As we said, designed for the transportation there. Huge size, right? 40 foot and 20 feet, yeah?
네. 그래서 저희가 이번에 수소 사업에 들어가면서 국가 R&D 과제를 채택받았거든요. 그래서 일진 하이솔루스에서 생산한 450바 용기를 활용해 가지고 수소 운송용 그 경량화 튜브 트레일러를 개발하고 있습니다.
So what they've done is, you can see here, so they've designed this. This is their special property, and it's designed to carry the hydrogen, and it's their, as I said, it's been designed by them, so it's their development that's so unique there. Okay. 와. 그래서 H2 미트 참가하는 이유 무엇인가요?
아, 예. 그래서 저희가 이제 수소라는 게 단순히 수소 생산하고 끝나는 게 아니고 생산해서 운송 저장하고 활용하는 모든 게 주기가 같이 가야 되기 때문에 저희는 현재는 운송이지만은 생산하고 운송 저장하고 하는 활용하는 그런 업체들과 협력해 가지고 더 큰 사업 구조를 만들려고요. 그래가지고 이제 비전은 그런 여러 협력 업체들과 해서 한 2026년 정도에는 한 매출액 3천억 정도의 그런 그 현재는 물류 회사지만은 그때 당시에는 수소 업체로 해가지고 회사의 그 구조를 변화시키는 그런 비전을 가지고 현재 이게 행사에 참석했습니다.
So they wanted to attend here at H2 Meet because they've got a real vision of kind of the future moving towards renewable energies. And so this is obviously part of it. There's a lot of steps in the process to getting to renewable energy. And this one, of course, will be one of those elements. All right. Well, thank you so much for showing us. That's great. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, bye-bye. Thanks.
감사합니다.
Yeah, so we got to see there. So transportation, designed for transportation, for moving the hydrogen. And now FlowChem. Oh, yes, I learned about these people. Hello, 안녕하세요. 네, 그 FlowChem 좀 소개해 주시겠어요?
그 저희 플로캠은 일단 고압 장비 쪽을 이제 미국에서 수입하는 회사고요. 지금 여기 보시는 제품들이 지금 고압 밸브, 튜빙, 이제 펌프 종류입니다.
So we're going to look at these pieces here that they've developed. So it's this equipment, they're equipment developer and provider, and these pumps and pressurized equipment as well. 네.
그래서 이쪽 장비 일단 메인으로 취급을 하고 있고요. 또 이쪽 장비는 기초 연구 장비여서 영국에 있는 어신트라는 회사에서 수입을 하고 있습니다.
And so these elements are for research, so designed for research institutions, and so they're providing the elements here, and so you can see all the different ones. So this would be done for research on researching the nature of hydrocarbon. Okay.
네, 그래서 저희가 가장 메인으로 하고 있는 곳은 수소 산업에서 가장 많이 쓰고 있는 이제 고압 튜빙, 밸브, 피팅, 그다음에 이제 펌프 종류가 되겠고요. 그래서 이 부분을 지금 오늘 이제 수소 산업에 좀 소개를 해드리고자 전시에 나오게 되었습니다.
So people working with hydrocarbon need four major pieces. So tubing, four.
Fitting, valves and pump.
Okay, tubing, fitting, valves, and one more. And so they are helping to provide all of those, as you can see here, all of these different ones. Okay. 해외에서도 판매하고 있나요?
그래서 저희는 이제 한국에서만 공급을 하고 있어서 이제 한국에서만 판매를 하고 있고 제가 제조를 하는 건 아니고 전부 수입을 해서 하고 있습니다.
Okay, and so they're also right now they are importing them from different places, but of course available here in Korea. Yeah, and as she said, the four major pieces that you need for dealing with hydrocarbon. Okay, well, thank you for showing us. That's great. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, bye bye.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, and we'll continue on to our next one here. Turbowind. Hello, 안녕하세요.
네, 안녕하세요.
네, 그 터보윈 좀 설명해 주시겠어요?
저희 회사는 2015년에 창업이 된 그 에어베어링을 이용한 친환경 터보블로와 터보 컴프레셔를 만드는 전문 회사입니다.
So this company has been around since 2005, and they're producing all these different pieces related to turbo. We can see cooling and all different kind of specifications. 네.
예. 이게 사실 여기 이제 수소 전시에 나오게 된 게 그동안 축적됐던 어떤 기술을 가지고 그 하이드로젠 퓨어셀에 들어가는 그 공기 압축기를 저희가 이제 개발을 해서 여기에 지금 전시에 나오게 되었습니다.
So for example, one of the pieces is an air compressor. Maybe we can have a look, or behind us here. Yes. So we're going to see one of these. For example, one of their items is an air compressor. Oh, here it is.
이 저희 제품들이 이렇게 있는데 사실 2018년부터 저희가 개발을 해서 이거는 3kg 드론용으로 좀 개발이 되었고요. 이거는 25kg인데 상용차용으로 저희가 개발을 했습니다.
So these have been around since they started in 2015. These have been developed since 2018. This is about 3 kilos. This is about 15. So they're quite light and portable.
그리고 이 안에 들어가는 핵심 부품을 보자면 임펠러라고 해서 이제 공기를 압축하는 부품이 들어가고요.
So these are also used in air pressurizers.
예, 그리고 가장 중요한 것은 저희가 100% 오일이 들어가지 않는 에어 베어링을 적용을 했다는 겁니다. 그리고 이 제품을 보시면 17만 RPM까지 초고속으로 도는 제품이기 때문에 이것이 그 저희 부품을 이용해서 고효율 그리고 친환경으로 지금 연료 전지에 바로 적용할 수 있는 공구 압축기입니다.
Yeah, so let me emphasize that these are all designed to be environmentally friendly. Also, we want to talk about the speed here. So it can go up to 170,000 rotations per minute, which is incredibly fast. And so that helps as well, which makes it unique. Okay.
예, 그래서 이제 앞으로 여러 가지 지금 보시면 알겠지만 발전기서부터 시작해서 드론 그리고 어떤 지금 마린 그리고 모빌리티까지 저희가 전 영역을 확대해서 앞으로 전 시리즈를 좀 다 개발을 해서 수소 에너지 어떤 시장 영역을 확대하는 데 최선을 다할 예정입니다.
So they're expanding to all elements of the hydrogen industry. So, for example, you see they've got here 4 places that they're trying to expand to: power generation plants, which we know from the government yesterday is new policy; mobility drones, mobility marine, and transportation. And so all of these, which are designed to be environmentally friendly, are a key element of that they're providing. Okay. Well, thank you for showing us. That's great. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, bye-bye. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Yeah. All right, and now we're going to head in this direction. So again, you can see some of the energy behind me, right? Like there's a lot going on, and there's a lot, yeah, that I could describe for you. So we've got different people who are reporting here. We've got people who are visiting internationally. We've got buyers as well. We've got on the other side, I know you saw earlier in some of the live streams, we've got some of the international booths that are all here to promote their national hydrocarbon here. So England and Northern Ireland has a big presentation here. Canada for sure. I know that you saw them on the live stream yesterday. Also some of the major companies, so Doosan, which is behind me, POSCO, so the big kind of national companies that have a national presence. But yeah, lots of international visitors. On the other side, so we're in Hall 9. In Hall 10, they're also having kind of an academic conference, so that's all included on the future of hydrogen, hydrocarbons, and the future of what this means for mobility or e-mobility. And so we're covering a lot in these next couple days, including that. Now I'm going to come in even farther here into Kwangshin. Oh yes, I saw them look at some of these massive pieces of material that we're going to learn about, yes? And I'm going to keep going beside Kwangshin. Behind me, maybe we'll come back to look at these that look like they're from space. And A&G Technology. This one, either CT. 고효진. Yeah, there's lots here. Hello, 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
네, 그 코 하이젠 좀 소개해 주시겠어요? 이 부스 뭐예요? 어떤 회사인가요?
저희 코아이젠의 충전소는 그 세계 최대 용량의 그 상용차용 그 버스 트럭용 그 수도 충전소입니다.
So this company here, they're developing these charging stations, and they're the first in the world that does it with their specific specifications that for charging cars and everything like buses.
그래서 버스가 한 번 충전할 때 20km 정도를 충전을 하는데 저희가 1시간에 15대를 충전을 할 수 있습니다. 그래서 네.
So they weigh about 20 kilos, and in 15 minutes you can, or in 1 hour you can do about 15 of them. Wow. Okay.
그래서 하루에 한 100대 이상의 수도 충전 버스를 충전을 할 수가 있고 그 최대 그 공급 용량은 7.2톤입니다.
So if they were all installed, you could do over 100 buses today, and the amount of carbon that they're then letting off is a lot less. So it's environmentally friendly.
그리고 또 저희 충전소의 어떤 자랑 특징 중에 하나는 그 구축 비용을 대폭 절감을 했습니다. 그래서 다른 충전소 대비 용량은 약 12배 이상 크지만 비용은 약 한 1.5배 수준입니다. 그래서 저희는 지금 60억 보통 충전소들이 60억 받는데 저희는 80억으로 구축을 하고 있습니다.
And so they're 2 times more efficient than other similar products, so that will make them valuable because they can charge 2 times more quickly. Let's just have a look here if I come and see. So this is the station, right? 충전소 있고. Yeah, so there would be the buses that would come in and would like 충전소 있죠, 여기.
네네.
Yeah, so the buses.
여기도 충전동이고 그 다음에 그 튜브 트레일러가 여기 지금 들어와서 충전을 수소를 공급하면 여기 이 안에 그 압축기가 있습니다. 이 설비동 안에 압축기가 있고 그 압축기에서 압축을 해서 여기 충전동에서 버스한테 공급을 해주는 시스템입니다.
So this is the system. So it starts here with, this is what we saw at the previous booth, was where they have the tubes of hydrogen, and then it would go in here, it would be compressed, and then the buses would come in, and then it would charge those buses. Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you for showing us. That was fun to see. Yeah, 2 times more effective than the others. Thank you. Yeah, bye-bye. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, so nice charging station there, 2 times more effective, have a much faster, better rate of charging. That's awesome, right? To be much more efficient like that. And then Energen. Okay, whoa, I see we've got some stuff to look at, whatever happens. And I'm going to come in to see this massive piece of equipment. Maybe I'll sneak in this way here. Oh my goodness. And they've won an award here. Hello. 안녕하세요. Hello. 네, 그 에너진 좀 소개해 주시겠어요?
네, 에너지는 극한공정 장비를 기본적으로 만든 회사였었는데요. 극한공정 장비라는 거는 하이 프레셔, 하이 템퍼러처, 하이 베큐um 장비를 얘기하는 거였었어요. 근데 우리 장비가 하이드로젠 필링 스테이션의 구조와 되게 유사해요. 그래서 저희들이 만든 장비 중에 유닛과 유닛을 각기 하이드로젠 어플리케이션에 맞춰서 개발을 했어요. 그래서 처음에 만든 것이 하이드로젠 필링 스테이션에 들어가는 열교환기를 만들었고, 두 번째는 하이드로젠
잠시만요. 영어로 통역할게요. So this company here is producing all of these different pieces of equipment. They're used for filling hydrogen stations. They have several key features. So for example, that they're pressurized, that they can do extreme temperatures, stuff like that. 네.
네, 그 다음에 만든 게 이번에 대상을 받았던 고압 수소 저장 탱크예요.
So they've also just received this award here. I'm going to point it out to you. So this award for innovation. This is the one he's going to explain now.
네, 수소 충전소를 설립할 때 가장 큰 어려움 중에 하나가 수소는 터지지 않을까 하는 염려예요. 그 터지지 않을까 하는 염려를 가장 많이 집중되고 있는 게 수소 저장 탱크 영역이었었는데, 수소 저장 탱크가 터지지 않는다라는 걸 저희들이 증명을 했어요. 그거는 여기에 적용되어 있는 와이어 와운드 기술을 통해 가지고 적용되어 있는 기술 중에 가장 중요한 리크 비포 버스트라는 기능이 있어요.
So one of these, what they have designed here is these tanks, right, that hold the hydrocarbon. We've seen that before. And this has been designed with certain features that make it more efficient than the others.
그래서 터지기 전에 이 안에 문제가 있는 가스들이 밖으로 컴아웃돼서 나오게 되면 내부 압력과 외부 압력이 같아지게 되면 터지지 않는 안전한 탱크를 사용할 수가 있는 거죠.
So it's exchangeable. So if there's a problem with one of the tanks or one of the pieces, then you can exchange it for another. Can we just walk around? I want to show them. Yeah, so this is one of these tanks. I better not touch it again. And as we said, it's got it's pressurized, high pressure, and has high capacity for...
High pressure up to 1,000 bar.
Wow, that's a lot, yeah. And for charging stations. Okay. Yes. Is there anything else you'd like to show us?
Yes, and we have also the two other applications. One is the heat exchangers, called for the pre-coolers in hydrogen filling stations. In this, this
108 kilograms.
108 kilograms per hour, and this one is 300 kilograms per hour. We have this kind of product as well, and we are now developing another compressor systems in there.
Oh yes, we saw it.
This is brand new compressors.
When will it be ready?
It's in 2023.
Okay, so we'll have to come back and see you in
Please.
2023. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on your award.
No, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
thank
bye-bye.
you. See you
Thank
next year.
Yes, next year. Yeah, that's right. We'll be back for sure. We come every year to H2 Meet. We learn, of course, and see every year how things are developing towards, e-mobility and towards different uses of carbon. And now GTC as well. Hello, 안녕하세요. 그 GTC 좀 소개해 주시겠어요?
GTC는 국내에 있는 수소 압축기 전문 회사입니다.
So this company here is doing these compressorizers, air pressurizers here. 네.
뭐라고요?
그 영어로 그냥 통역했어요.
해주세요, 동력.
네, 뭐 영어로 하고 싶으면
아니요.
네, 했어요.
질문이 뭐였어요?
그 메인 제품 뭐예요? 좀 let's have a look here. We'll come through and we can see this up close. Oh, there's not too much to see. 네.
수소 충전소에 들어가는 압축기인데요.
So this is the pressurizer for charging stations, yeah?
국내에서 가장 단위적으로 큰 용량의 수소 스테이션용
This is
압축기예요.
the largest size one here in Korea, available here domestically.
맞습니다.
네, 어떤 기능이 있나요?
수소 충전소에서 가장 핵심이 되는 제품이고요. 이 제품이 있어야지만은 수소 압력이 아주 충전소에 적합한 압력을 만들어 줍니다. 핵심 장비죠, 충전소에.
Yeah, so that's one of the key features of it as well. Maybe we can walk past it and see here. What else can we learn? The hydraulic compressor. Okay. Yeah. 그래서 H2 미트 참가하는 이유 무엇인가요?
저희 제품이 이제 국내에서 개발이 완료됐고 상용화됐고 이제 전 세계적으로 또 국내외적으로 이제 홍보차 참여를 하게 됐습니다.
So because this is unique, as we said, not only in Korea, but its features make it unique internationally as well. They wanted to come here to H2 Meet to, of course, do some marketing and promotions and connect with some people in the industry working on similar things. All right. Anything else you'd like to show us? Well, no? Okay, well, thank you so much. That's great. Thank you. Yeah, bye-bye. Thank you. Yeah, we got to see their GTC. As he said, the biggest one in Korea in terms of the size, the biggest one that's available. And I'm going to come here as well. Gyeongsangdam. Oh, I think I heard about these guys. Yes. Kind of a research institute, and maybe I'll have a little look. But I'm going to walk through. First of all, so this is of course run by the city. Oh yes, and we're going to speak to someone. Hello, 안녕하세요. 네, hello. Can you tell me about this booth?
Yeah.
booth is okay.
Okay. Thanks for visiting the Changwon the exhibition hall. Yeah. This hall is our Changwon city is focused on the H2 H2 industry, and we developed and implemented the HEX hydrogen energy cycling system. Yeah, like the production. First is the production and storage and transportation, and last one is the utilization. So we implemented the HEX system firstly in Korea and successfully. So I think that this shows that the first Changwon means the Changwon implemented the HEX system, the first in Korea, and the first one is we are now producing the H2, the 1 ton per day.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and we store this, and nearly the end of this year we will construct the liquid hydrogen. Yeah, we are now under construction this system, and the beginning of next year we produce the 5 ton per day the liquefied hydrogen.
Great.
Yeah, and to make the at this time we are making the hydrogen only. At this time we flow the CO2 to the sky, but at now we are constructing the CO2 the caps the CO2, and we will make gray hydrogen to blue hydrogen.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah, this is very important system, and next year we will make the blue hydrogen in Changwon area.
Wow.
Yeah, and the last year, 2 years ago, we launched the hydrogen truck, the truck in Changwon City to clear the Changwon City. We make the city environment clear, and we make our Changwon air is also clear.
Wow.
Yeah, using the hydrogen truck.
All carbon.
Yeah.
Hydrocarbon.
So this is the whole the system of the hydrogen. Yeah, and at this time we are now running the 7 fuel station.
Yeah.
It's hydrogen fuel station, and we are now we are now making the 3 the fuel H2 fuel station in Changwon. So end of this year we will launch the all 10 the hydrogen fuel station.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you. That's great. Yeah.
yeah, that means the Changwon is focused on the hydrogen industry, and we called our Changwon city the Changwon city is a hydrogen mecca.
Oh, hydrogen mecca.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for telling us. The first and the largest in Changwon. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, that's great to see. 10 locations as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Bye bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, we got to see there are 10 locations in Changwon, and as you said, the first and the largest. That's incredible, right? And that's great to see such innovation and such interest, such development that they've put into developing Changwon as well. And then Kwangshin as well. We'll see what they're working on, different pieces of equipment. Hello, 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
네, 그 광신 좀 소개해 주시겠어요? 네, 네.
제가 할까요?
네. 할게요.
저희 회사는 1967년에 이제 설립해서 55년 동안 이제 가스, 에어, 컴프레서 이제 국산화를 위해서 노력하는 회사입니다.
So this company has been around for 55 years, and they're making these major pieces of equipment that are all related to gas. And yeah.
그리고 현재 석유, 화학 그리고 태양열 분야에서 모든 곳에 솔루션을 제공하고 있고,
So they're providing all sorts of. So it's a provider first of all, and they're providing all sorts of these different solutions. 네.
그리고 저희 주력 상품 중 하나인 CNG 컴프레서가 지금 전 세계 2,000기 정도가 지금 가동 중에 있습니다.
Oh, okay. And so internationally as well, they're one of the original doing these ones. Yeah.
그리고 현재 저희는 수소, 대한민국 산업 인프라 구축 위해 노력하고 있습니다. 이상입니다.
Can you show me something? Let's have a look here. Like what are we looking at here? 이거 뭐예요? 메인 제품 좀.
이거는 이제 저희 수소 충전소에 들어가는 압축을 담당하는 기계입니다. 이제 다이아프램 방식으로 이제 구동을 하는 기계이고.
So this is 잠시만요. So this is at a charging station. This does the air compression. 네.
예. 그리고 이거는 옆에 압축기랑
so this
이제
is the
역할이
pressurizer.
똑같습니다.
Okay.
이제 구동 방식만 다르고 이제 하이드롤릭 피스톤 타입이고 다이아프램 타입.
Oh, so these are different. Yeah, they're both pressurizers. This is a piston type, and this is a diaphragm type, and that's what
예,
makes them
맞습니다.
different.
이쪽 보실까요?
Yeah, let's have a look at this big one.
저희가 원래 이제 수소를 기체로 된 거를 압축하는 방식을 많이 채택을 했었는데 이제 기체보다는 이제 수소를 액화를 시켜가지고 운송하는 방식이 더 대용량이기 때문에 요즘 추세가 액화 수소로 이제 운반이 되는 추세입니다. 그래서 저희가 현재 2024년 9월까지 개발 중인
Oh
기계입니다.
wow! Okay, so this is exciting. So these are ones that they already have on the market and are productive, and you can purchase. This is something that's kind of still in development, but it's also almost there. It's coming out in 2024, so you'll have to come back in 2 years, Stage 2 meet to learn about it. And it's got all these different innovations that they're describing. I can see that they're working with several research centers and KAIST, of course, the major university. And so if you come back in 2024, you're able to see all of these that will be innovating on these products that they originally have. Okay.
이상입니다.
Sure. Well, thank you so much. That's great. Thanks. Yeah. Bye bye. See you next time. Yeah, so we got to see all different items there. As we said, 2 different types of compressors, a piston one, but also the other one. And always, of course, exciting to see pieces in development. So, right, so now is obviously 2022, and they're talking about coming back in 2024 with launching a new product. Now, let me take you also into Criso, and we'll see what they're doing. Hello, 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
크리소 좀 소명해 주시겠어요?
네, 크리소는 해양수산부 소속의 정부 출연 연구소고요.
So this is not a company, this is a research institute, yes?
Yes, we are a non-profit institute. We are a government-funded research institute, and we develop some products or some designs or techniques for ships and offshore platforms.
And you've just won an award. Tell us about this award.
Yes, 한국말로 해도
네,
되죠? 네.
영어로 통역할게요.
네. 저희가 이제 국내 최초로 이제 선박에 탑재할 수 있는 액화수소 연료 탱크를 개발을 하였고요.
This is the first one in Korea of this style. So for large vessels, these are sea-going ocean vessels of hydrogen-powered. Yeah.
선박에 탑재하기 위해서는 선급이라는 클래시피케이션 소사이티의 승인을 받아야 됩니다. 그래서 저희가 아약스 멤버 국제 선급 협회의 승인을 받았고요. 또 한국해양수산부 Minister of Ocean and Fishery에서 또 New Excellent Technology Certification을 받아서
And so this one obviously is international, and that's proving that it does what it says it does. And the first one in Korea to receive it. Yeah.
네, 그걸 받아서 수송 저장과 운송 분야에서 최우수상을 수상을 했습니다.
And so some of the awards are for kind of like just really high quality in terms of what they've done. Okay.
네.
그래서 H2 Meet 참가하는 이유 무엇인가요?
네. 저희 연구소뿐만 아니라 같이 협력한 기관들과 이렇게 좋은 성과를 이뤄가지고요. 일반 대중분들께도 이제 저희 성과를 공개를 하고 우리나라도 이렇게 기술 발전을 위해서 열심히 노력하고 있다라는 걸 보여드리기 위해서 이렇게 참가를 하게 됐습니다.
So let me show you a little bit. So why he wanted to attend is because this is who these guys are. So they're the Research Institute. But as you can see, so the Korea Research Institute of Ships and Ocean Engineering. But as you can see, they've got all of these important partnerships, right? So including with POSCO, that's the major international company here. And they attended today because they wanted to continue with their partnerships and get to know kind of the international market of collaborators to work with. Okay, thank you. We're going to walk around here if we can. Yeah, you can come with me. We'll just walk around to see what's in here.
요거는 이제 저희가 작년에 요 앞서 말씀드린 기관들과 함께 협력하자라는 취지로 이제 MOU 협약식이고요.
So this was last year, and it was signing the MOU that would come together to develop all of this. Yeah.
요거는 작년에 저희가 프로토타입 처음 만들었을 때 모습입니다.
Okay, and this was the prototype that then, of course, became this big piece that we're looking at. Yeah.
그리고 요거는 선급협회에서 그 원칙 승인이라는 Approval in Principle를 받은 수여식입니다. 세레모니 사진입니다.
And so when they're getting to later and later stages of getting closer to development, yeah, and we can walk through. Yeah, we can see this. Maybe look at this here.
네.
So this is your piece, right?
Yes, the black one is our. 네. 요 선박은 해양수산부 지원으로 만들고 있는 친환경 연료 시스템을 실제 해상에서 테스트할 수 있는 선박이고요.
So this is the government, the kind of the what's it called, Coast Guard or
No, it's,
Marine and Fisheries.
Yes,
Okay.
Ministry of Fishery and Ocean.
Yes, okay, so the Ministry of Fisheries and Oceans, and they have an environmentally friendly version of this, and so that's what it looks like, that black one right there.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Well, very interesting. Lots of innovation, as you said. Okay, well, thank you so much for showing us. Yeah, congratulations on the award. We'll see you next year, I'm sure. Yeah, bye-bye.
Thank you
Thanks.
very much. Have a great day.
Yeah, we got to see another award winner there. It's fun to see the award winners. Oh, I told you about this, that behind us there is an ongoing conference, the International H2 Conference, and there are all sorts of events. They've invited international speakers. As you can see here, they've got people from all over the world and all sorts of different presenters. Now we're going to come in here. Hello, 안녕하세요.
네, 안녕하세요.
네, 그 부스 소개 좀 해주시겠어요?
예,
네.
저희 그 자동차 산업 인적자원개발위원회 같은 경우에는 그 산업계 현장 중심 수요를 바탕으로 인력 양성을 구축하기 위해서 지금 발족된 위원회고요.
So this booth here is not a company, it's a council, and they're helping with some of these here elements that she's going to tell us about, the Skills Council. Yes.
Yes. 저희는 지금 대표 기관은 한국자동차연구원을 대표로 하고 있고 뭐 완성차 업계나 뭐 부품사, 정비업 그리고 학계 그리고 관련 협단체들 총 25개 기관이 모여서 구성된 위원회입니다.
So they've brought over 20 different companies together. They're all working under this banner of this council, and they're able to share kind of more of what they're doing.
네, 저희 그 주요 역할 같은 경우에는 산업계 인력 수요를 조사하고 또 산업계 표준 직무를 바탕으로 산업 현장 맞춤형 인력 양성 체계를 구축하는 데 있고 또 미래차 전환 시기에 맞춰서 그 재직자의 직무 전환과 그리고 정비업이나 부품업 같은 그런 좀 위기군에 있는 고용군들의 고용 유지를 지원하기 위한 것을 주요 역할로 하고 있습니다.
So they're able to do some research, do things like surveys to find what is helpful for these companies, what some of their problem points are, and to kind of bring all that research together and then advise. Okay, yeah, I'm just looking at some of these pieces. So these are results of kind of the surveys that they've done, you know, the future of cars, what that might look like, what that might mean for Korean companies, all sorts of interesting things there. Okay. So H2 Meet. Oh yes, let's have a look. So these are some of the pieces that they're able to offer. So I can see like training to help get people up to speed and able to contribute to the industry. Helping with development and promoting kind of research and development that side. And then as we said as well, the surveys. Okay. Well, thank you so much for showing us. That's great. Thanks. Yeah. Bye-bye. See you next time. And next one over here, Korea Tech. So another one that's another interesting organization. Hello, 안녕하세요. 네, 그 카텍 좀 소개해 주시겠어요? 네, 뭐 어떤 부스 있나요?
이 사업은 고용노동부의 지원과 한국자동차연구원과 한국기술교육대학교의 지원으로 자동차 회사에 종사하는 임직원 대상에게 무상으로 훈련을 지원하는 사업입니다.
So this again is not a company, but it's like kind of an organization, an institute for research, and they're all about kind of training people involved in the industry so that they know more about what's going on in this, and then they can contribute to different companies that are working in the area. So we can see that they're also associated with the Ministry of Labor because it's all about, as we said, about training. H2 Meet 참가하는 이유 무엇인가요?
그냥 홍보하고 마케팅하고 네, 홍보입니다.
Sure. So let's have a look. So they wanted to, of course, attend to share what they're working on and meet some more people. So as we said, it's all about how they're helping with training to get people ready for the industry. And here are some of the people that they've worked with. Okay. Yeah, maybe we can come back here and you can tell us a little bit about what they're working on. They're working with big and small to medium companies. Yeah. They're working on things like smart factories with robots. Yeah. 다른 거 좀 설명하고 싶어요.
이 사업은 산업별 협단체와 공동훈련센터가 자동차 산업 기업의 수요를 반영한 훈련을 실시하여 기업의 그 인력 미스매칭을 해소하는 데 목적을 두고 있습니다.
Okay, well, thank you so much for showing us. That's great. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, bye-bye. Thanks. All right, we got to see a little bit more there. So thank you for following me in this last hour. We saw a couple award winners this time, which was really exciting, award winners of the last few days. And we got to see some of the conference going on behind me. So see you in an hour as well. I'm Alexandra Stevenson with Aving News.
And welcome back to H2 Meet 2022. It's Alex Sigrist. Thank you for joining us. We've been doing live streaming all day, Alexandra and I. So I hope you've been enjoying that as we continue to look around and check out all the companies, the industries, the government agencies that are here at H2 Meet. Mobility, energy, environment, technology. So we're going to go around for our second to last live stream. It's my last live stream today. We're just hanging out right now in front of kind of the open area, the common area. People are waiting around. But now we're going to go ahead and get started to our first company for this live stream. We're going back there to Pan Asia. Let's go check it out. So follow me over here and we'll be walking through to see a little bit about what they are doing in this carbon capture storage systems that we have going on here as we talk to someone involved here. Hello.
Welcome, Alex.
Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How about you?
I'm doing good. Just enjoying the day and enjoying the conference.
Okay, so I also enjoy about this. Actually, my name is Calvin. I'm working for Panasia in new business development team. So I'm very welcome to you to visit our booth. So let me introduce our company first.
Okay.
So actually, as you can see, we have a big screen here. This screen has showing about our company's information, which is including our new system, like hydrogen generation systems. And also we have bring the kind of, the new solutions. So I would like to introduce about our company business applications. So let me show you.
Yeah, let's go over here.
Yeah. All right, so as you can see from these wallpapers, we have a H2 application, hydrogen. The second one is carbon dioxide applications. So the carbon dioxide application cases, we have the carbon capture and storage system. So this carbon capture and storage system is developed by Panasia R&D development team. So our division have patents, almost 20 pieces. So these patents have our own techniques, which is developed since 2018. Actually, Panasia has established since 1989. We have a more than 30 years company history. So almost 5 years ago, we started to developing about our company new business area. So that is one of our system, PAN-CCS. So PAN-CCS is the carbon capture and storage system.
Is that what we're looking at? Is that here? Where is the PAN-CCS here?
Yeah, PAN-CCS. That one is PAN-CCS.
Yes, and then that is down here, right?
Yes, true.
Okay. So yeah, continue on.
Yes, the PAN-CCS, and also we have the other technique, such as the Panazen. The trademark of this system is Panazen. The Panazen is the natural gas reforming and hydrogen generation system. So from the natural gas, we do the kind of process, and we can make it the H2, the hydrogen. So this extension is focused on the new energy, such as the hydrogen or fuel cell, and how to reduce the greenhouse gases, such as the carbon capturing. So Panasia, we also focus on the kind of the techniques. So next one is the other, such as the new one. So that one is the ammonia cracker. We used to say it the ammonia cracker because of from the ammonia gas, we can cracking the ammonia gas to hydrogen. Because of the natural gas or some other the hydrogen gases is difficult to handling or storage or transporting. So if the ammonia gas if we using that ammonia gas to the resource, it is much easier to supplying from the other country or the delivered from the other country to Korea. So we try to make it cracking the ammonia to hydrogen gas. This is a new facility. So and then the other one is the make it from the purine gases, we can increase the purity of the hydrogen gas. So from the cracking, we make it a high purity. So this system is applied to the 99.97 purity. We guarantee about our applications one. And also the new, such as the latest version of big news is the Panasia. We have the firstly authorized from government base for hydrogen commodity manufacturing company in Korea.
Wow.
We are the first one.
Congratulations.
So thank you so much. Actually, 2 days ago, we have announced that news to the newspapers. Actually, yesterday, I also have an interview with AV News in Busan, Mexico.
Seriously, you just came from there?
Yes. I met your collaborators.
Yes, yeah.
Your companies, actually. And also, there's the other exhibition, which name is the ANTE. So the NTEC is held in Mexico now, and also I have introduced I already introduced our company in the booth yesterday.
Hard at work this week.
Yeah, I think so. But till the Saturday, I have to stay in here.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you so much for showing this to us. There's actually a lot of information here. If you want to come to their booth, you can check it out. Thank you so much. And they're in Hall 9 here at Kintex 2.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
You too. All right, so there you go. A little bit more information about what they are offering to carbon capture, to the hydrogen value chain here in Korea. All right, we're going to loop around here, go around back for just a second as we try to find our next location around the corner. So give us just a moment as we're walking through. A few things to remind you of is you can still come here for the next couple of days until Saturday. Until Saturday, we'll be able to go to you'll be able to go to the H2 Meet 2022, the hydrogen mobility show, which is more than just mobility nowadays, but Meet standing, of course, for mobility, energy, environment, and technology. So next up, we're going to go behind me as we drop into Samjong ENC and check out their speed chiller. Let's try to walk in there for a second, see if we can't find someone to talk to. But here we go. Let's just at least jump in and see some of the pictures here. So follow me here. I think we found somebody. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
Well, thank you for joining us. 일단은 소개부터 부탁드립니다.
저희 H2 칠러 이사 삼정 ENC 전무이사 김중섭입니다.
네, well, thank you so much. 일단은 그 회사 소개 좀 부탁드립니다.
저희 회사는 올해로 29년째고 산업용 칠러 전문적으로 생산하는 업체이며 2017년도에 H2 칠러를 개발하여 2018년도부터 상업화한 업체입니다.
Alright, so we're looking at the chiller that was developed in 2017 and started being sold in 2018. That's what's on it. 여기 칠러가 있는 거 그거 맞는 거죠?
네네.
일단은 그거 보면 되나요?
네, 수소 이제 H2 칠러라 해가지고 수소 충전소에 수소 상온의 수소를 저온의 수소로 변화시켜서 그 충전하는데 그 차량 용기에 그 한번 충전했을 때 뭐 600km를 달릴 수 있는 양을 저장할 수 있는 그 저온 칠러라고 보시면 됩니다.
지금 봐도 돼요? 네. 보러 갑시다. Alright, so is this it right here? 여기인가요?
예, 보시면은 이건 이제 순행식 칠러로 해가지고 저희가 이제 이것을 2017년도에 개발해서 2018년도 그 강릉 방향 그 여주 휴게소에 처음 설치한 그 칠러입니다, 이게.
So this is the chiller he mentioned earlier, and this is the H2 station main chiller that we are looking at right now. 네.
이제 메인 칠러가 있고 이건 메인 칠러고 이건 이제 또 공랭식 일체형. 공랭식 일체형 같은 경우에는 요새 충전소의 디스펜서가 늘어나는 기존에는 하나에서 이제 2개, 3개 점차적으로 충전소 하나에 디스펜서 2개, 3개 늘어나다 보니까 부지 면적이나 여러 가지 환경 요건에서 그 설비에 그 설치할 수 있는 장소가 협소할 때 그럴 때는 공랭식 일체형으로 이렇게 제작해서 저희가 또 납품을 해드리고요.
And so this is a chiller that's changing with the times as the dispensers are becoming more and more high-tech out here. And so it looks like we're walking up to the combination here.
네, 이 칠러는 이제 통합형이라고 해가지고 공랭식 일체형, 순행식이 합쳐져 가지고 용이하게 사용할 수 있는 그 현장 조건에 맞게끔 제작된 칠러입니다.
And so this is a combination chiller right here with the sub chiller and the main chiller together.
Yes, sir. 메인 칠러, 서브 칠러 같이 이제 합한 통합형이라고 이렇게 보시면 돼요.
Yeah, so basically a combination right there of the two chillers, the main and the sub.
이 칠러는 일반 이제 산업용이 사용하는 칠러로서 이제 용도에 맞게끔 저희가 주문 제작한 스키드형 칠러라고 보시면 됩니다.
Yeah. And this is another chiller that's used in the industry as well.
요걸로 끝내야 될 것 같아요.
아, 그래서 뭐 마지막으로 한 말씀 있으시면 부탁드립니다. 앞으로는 네.
저희 삼정 ENC는 대한민국 수소 충전소에 있어가지고 지금 현재 130여 개의 충전소에 납품된 칠러로서 지금 상업 운전하고 있다는 것을 지금 보여드리고 있습니다.
So we're looking right now at a place. It's been, as of April of this year, 130 different places where their chillers have been installed here in Korea right now. 네, and so we have one more interview here. So let's go ahead and walk over here. 네, 감사합니다.
네. 저쪽으로 놓고 오시면 제가 설명을 드릴게요.
You have one thing to explain over here.
예, 이쪽에 예, 저희 삼정이NC는 이렇게 네 가지의 솔루션으로 대한민국 최초, 글로벌 최초 수소 충전소에 들어가는 다양한 솔루션을 제공합니다.
네.
이 네 가지의 솔루션은 대한민국 최초, 글로벌 최초로 수소 충전소 안정화에 기여한 제품들로서 현재 대한민국 수소 충전소 수소 경제 활성화에 일조를 하고 있습니다. 세계 1등 수소 산업 육성 정책에 따라 저희 삼정이NC는 이 글로벌한 네 가지 솔루션을 대한민국 130여 곳에 안정적으로 상업 운전에 기여를 하고 있습니다.
Yeah, so these are the 4 solutions that they are offering out there, not just for Korea, but of course for the world. And as he mentioned before, there are 130 installed already. But these are your options if you're looking for an H2 chiller, sub-chiller, combined unit, whatever it is that you're looking for.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
네,
고맙습니다.
감사합니다. There you go. We got to get a little bit of a behind the scenes of what their company does when it deals with chillers, sub-chillers, combined units as well. So the solution's right there for you and your company if that's what you are in the market for. All right, we're going to come back out here to the main area again as we are still in Hall 9 here. We're at Hall 9 here at Kintex, which is the second exhibition area. There's 2 separate buildings. This is in Hall 9 in the second building. Let's see where we're up to now. I've got my list in my pocket. However, the list does sometimes change, so I don't always know where I'm going. And I don't usually know until I see the name of the company. So we're going to be going straight for a bit as we look for our next destination. There's a lot of cool stuff here. Now, I don't know what's been talked about before already because Alexander and I are working hand in hand trying to get all the companies organized to make sure we get as many as we can in here. Today, I don't even know how many we've done total right now, but it feels like we are definitely, well, we certainly are definitely doing more than normal as we go from our normal 3-hour-long segment time to 6-hour-long segment times right now. Just passing my voice right over there, got a little bit louder all of a sudden. We are coming up to the front, the very front of this area as we go to Air Rain right now, a company we've been to before. So let's go ahead and say hello right now. Hello. 일단은 who are we talking to over here? 안녕하세요. Tour? We'll just walk around here. Because we're just going to go take a look inside right now as we look around for someone to talk to. But this is Air Rain, a company that we've definitely done before here in Korea. A company that works with piping here. So you can see kind of examples of the piping, the biogas upgrading here, as well as the original materials here that we're looking at. Again, that's another company that works in the hydrogen value chain here in Korea. So next up, we're going to go to DL, or Dalim, and see what they have to talk about. Now this company here, we'll see what they have to work with as we just take a look. So here we are looking at the tank trailers here, the various offerings here when it comes to LNG or LH2, movement requirements here if your company's in the look for that. This one is in particular is the LH2 we saw over here, but also they have LNG tank trailers as well, and these are sort of the offerings that they have here as well. Daily cryogenic mobile tank products, LNG products. All these are on display here. If you have the chance to come to Hall 10 here at Kintex. All right, that'll be it for now at DL or Dalim. Let's go ahead and go on to our next location as we walk back here. Follow me as I try not to hit everyone behind me. All right. Let me get a direction here. We're going to go in here as we go to RFHIC Corporation and see what they have on display. There we go. Hi. Good, how are you?
So RFHIC is a global leader in designing and manufacturing RF and microwave generator components. So we're actually very well known within the telecommunications and defense sector. So we actually stretched our application of broadbands, and we actually are kind of involved in the industrial and scientific and medical sector now. And so we utilize high-powered microwave generators for microwave heating and plasma generation applications. And
So what are you looking forward to, or what brings you to the H2 meet?
So this is a fairly new technology utilizing plasma technology for hydrogen production. So we're definitely here to, create more brand awareness about our company, as well as to kind of create more awareness about the idea of utilizing plasma for hydrogen production, as well as, other types of microwave pyrolysis applications.
And is there anything that your company is looking for in the future? What's the future trends that we can expect?
So we are definitely, experts in microwave technology, not necessarily hydrogen. So we are definitely looking for more partnerships and collaborative opportunities with, hybrid experts as well.
Well, great. Thank you so much. That's RFHIC. And as they're expanding into this realm, hopefully they can find some partners out there to work with. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you.
All right. So we got to see another company that's jumping into this market. Now let's go behind us over here to Plagen and say hello. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
Hi, this is Plagen. 일단은 소개부터 부탁드립니다.
저희 플라젠은 폐기물에서 수소를 생산하는 회사입니다.
네. Okay, so tell us about your company a little more. 그 사업 소개, 회사 소개 부탁드립니다.
저희는 2019년도에 설립이 되어 있고요. 지금 연구소와 그 다음에 이제 회사 있고 직원들 한 15명 정도 있고, 저희가 폐기물에서 수소를 만드는 실증 플랜트를 작년에 만들어서 이제 올해 운영을 하고 있고요. 폐기물의 종류는 폐플라스틱, 그다음에 하수 슬러지, 폐목, 음식물 쓰레기, 다양한 거를 가지고서 수소를 만들고 있습니다.
Alright, so a company that's working with the waste industry. As you can see behind us, we have a little bit of this. Can you explain some of this to us? 뭐 준비하신 거 설명해 주시겠어요?
저희는 유럽에서 이미 운영되고 있는 이중 유동층 기술을 단점을 좀 더 개선해서 이 폐기물도 들어가도 수소가 나올 수 있도록 그렇게 개선을 했습니다. 그래서 개선을 하고 저희가 국내 특허를 출원하고 등록이 돼 있고 그다음에 미국의 특허도 출원했습니다.
So this is something that's going on in Europe right now. They've actually got going on, which is the production of H2 from this waste material.
이게 보시는 바와 같이 폐기물에 들어가면 폐기물이 분리할 필요가 없고 깨끗하게 할 필요가 없이, 예를 들어서 폐플라스틱이나 또는 음식물 쓰레기나 혼합된 상태로서 투입하기에 적당한 크기인 한 5에서 8cm 정도만 잘라지기만 하면 들어가서 이 안에서 2분 내에 폐기물이 완전히 분해가 돼서 수소로 전환이 됩니다. 수소가 전환이 되고, 그리고 수소가 포함된 합성가스가 클리닝이 된 다음에 탈을 완전히 제거하고 그 이후에 메탄올을 만들고 수소를 합성하고 그러고 있습니다.
So this is the process of how it all works from the separation that creates the H2. 여기는 H2 생긴 거죠. Because the H2 up here is kind of the process of how that all works here.
그래서 저희가 이제 새롭게 하고 있는 것이 뭐냐면 수소는 운송하고 보관이 어려워서 제가 합성된 나온 수소를 가지고서 이제 메탄올 합성하는 것을 정부 연구과제 시작을 했습니다. 그래서 저희가 바이오매스 폐기물로 만들면 이게 완전 바이오메탄올이 됩니다. 그러니까 바이오메탄올은 바이오플라스틱뿐만 아니고 지금 해양 쪽에서 그 머스크에서도 선사인 머스크에서도 선박의 연료를 이제 메탄올로 바꾸고 있기 때문에 그 수요가 워낙 큽니다. 그래서 저희가 폐기물 가지고서 수소와 하나 더 나가서 바이오 메탄올 그리고 이제 바이오 항공유도 만드는 기술 개발을 하고 있습니다.
So they also have the technology to create biomethanol from this process as well. Great. Thank you so much for talking with us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go. We got to talk a little bit to one of the H2 Innovation Award winners for this year. So next up, we're just going to take a quick look right here at Korea Hydrogen and kind of see in general what they do. Look around here, look at their hydrogen generator reformers, their fuel cell training equipment, compression molded bipolar plates, and the things that they offer to the Korean market here. If you come by here, you can pick up their contact information and a couple of brochures that they have on display. Currently in a meeting right now, so we're going to go ahead and let them take care of that meeting as we just look around and see some of the offerings of this company. All right, let's go to our next location as we move back over to this corner over here. We're just kind of always staying in the same area, so we're trying to see where we are next. Oh, over here, perfect. 한국 남부 발전. All right, 안녕하세요.
네, 안녕하세요. 네.
일단은 소개부터 부탁드립니다.
저는 그 한국 남부발전의 신대성 차장입니다.
All right, so this is Korea Southern Power Corporation. What is Korea Southern Power Corporation? 어떤 회사인지 어떤 뭐 사업인지 부탁드립니다.
저희는 그 우리나라 그 전력 공기업이고요.
네.
그리고 그 지금은 이제 그 신재생 에너지 사업을 이제 적극적으로 추진하고 있고, 그리고 오늘은 이제 저희가 실증 사업하고 있는 제주의 그 12.5메가와트 그린수소 실증 사업 관련해서 저희가 이제 설명을 드리려고 이제 참여를 하였습니다.
So we're talking about a company that is currently showing off their new renewable energies here. And this particular one right here, we've got a hydrogen, 이게 green blu인가요?
그린입니다.
This is a green hydrogen production here. So why don't we take a look right now of how this works? Can you 어디부터 시작한 거죠?
네, 그래서 요 수변전 설비에서 이제 그 전력을 이제 받을 거고요. 그리고 이제 그 다음에 이제 수전의 설비에서 이제 수소가 생산될 거고, 요게 이제 그 수소가 생산된 게 요 버퍼 탱크로 옮겨져 가지고 임시 저장이 될 겁니다. 그리고 나서 여기서 이제 그 압축기로 이동해 가지고 여기에서 200바로 이제 압축이 되면 요게 이제 그 튜브 트레일러에 실리던가 아니면은 충전소에 이제 공급되는 그런 사업입니다.
So this is basically the entire process of all the way through to the storage, to the pressurization of it to 200 bar. 이게는 200바이면 이거 얼마예요?
이거는 지금
10바나 50?
여기가 50바고 여기가 이제 10바.
Okay, so these are just different. I'm learning a little bit too. These are just different amounts of pressurization here, and then it gets more pressurized until eventually it gets out to either the tanks or to the hydrogen station, where it then is used for fueling cars or transport somewhere else.
그리고 저희가 이제 이 과제가 이제 가장 특징적인 게 뭐냐면은 저희가 현존하는 이제 수전의 시스템이 이제 알카라인 방식, 펜 방식, SOEC 방식, 그다음에 AEM 방식 이렇게 있는데 이러한 방식들을 모두 적용해 볼 수 있는 그런 실증 사업이거든요. 그래서 이제 어떤 방식들이 이제 효율이 높은가 이런 거를 이제 검증해 볼 수 있는 그런 사업이라고 보시면 될 것 같습니다.
So they have the abilities to use different 방식s, different methods, different ways. Whatever method is the most effective way, whether it's 이게 ALKPM 그런 건가요?
이게 이제 알카라인 방식이고요.
This is the alkaline 방식.
알카라인 방식인데 펜 방식, 그다음에 AEM 방식, 그다음에 SOEC 방식.
And there's also SOEC. So all these various ways of producing the hydrogen, whatever is the most effective, that's their ability, that's their advantage here, is you have so many different ways of, whatever way is most effective or most efficient, that's the one that they can provide for you. Great. Thank you so much for talking with us. Really appreciate it.
감사합니다.
So next up, we're going to walk over here to Korea Hydrogen Industry Association. Just do a little bit of a tour right now to see a little bit about what this organization does right here. So if you look around, you see sort of some of the products that are on display here that they're showing a little bit of their research technology on. In the back, we can look at the different companies that are involved over there, the different companies that are listed on the wall on this left side over here. These are some of the seminars and the events that they've put on over the, I want to say the past year, maybe the past couple of years. But these are the different events that they put on here. And if you look to the right, you can see some of the technologies that are over there, some of the different things that the companies have put up that are on display here. And one of the main things, of course, is the promotion of these different companies within the organization. So if you are interested in the Korea Hydrogen Industry Association or any of the companies right here, you can take a look at their brochure that's over here. They've been around since 2014 and have been active every year since then. It shows if you pick up this brochure, you can get all the information about their organization structure, the members involved, and all of those things. Let's talk to someone right now who knows a little more than I do. 안녕하세요. 전 소개부터 부탁드립니다.
일단 한국수소산업협회는 수소 관련 기업체, 지자체 그리고 연구기관이 소속되어 있는 구성되어 있는 조직으로서 현재 233개사 회원사가 있습니다. 그리고 이제 협회에서 이제 주된 활동은 아무래도 회원사를 위한 활동인데 저희는 이제 회원사와 회원사 간의 B2B 미팅을 주선하고 있고요. 아무래도 이제 참석해 주신 분들의 만족도가 상당히 높은 편이어가지고 저희는 이제 매년 개최할 예정입니다. 네.
So, what is your purpose? What is the reason, or what do you hope to expect from coming to this event, H2 Meet 2022? 오게 된 이유는 무엇일까요?
저희는 일단 저희가 하고 있는 여기 보시면은 현황이라든지 그리고 MOU 체결하고 그리고 세미나 개최하고 전시회하는 그런 것들을 이제 저희가 좀 알려드리고자 저희가 주최를 했고요. 그 다음에 저희가 하고 있는 사업이라든지 학술 연구 과제 수행이라든지 그런 게 잘 나와 있습니다. 네.
And so you get some of the information about the activities that they do, the different meetings, organizations, and events, as well as more information about the forums and the specific activities that they've done. A timeline of their information is back here if you come to Hall 9 here at Kintex. Great, thank you so much for talking with us.
감사합니다.
네. All right, let's go out this way. More information is at the booth if you want to stop by and pick it up. So that's about it for today. For me, we still have one more live stream left. Alexandra is going to be taking over for that, and I'm going to get some much needed rest. But I've enjoyed every moment here. I really am honest when I say this is one of my favorite activities, is coming to this conference every year to learn more about the hydrogen industry and everything that they have to offer here in Korea. It's so much promise here. I'll be back tomorrow for some more live streaming, so I will see you then. But until next time, I'm Alex Siggers from Aving News. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Welcome back. It's now 4 p.m. and we're beginning our last stream of the day, but of course we'll be back tomorrow and Saturday. I'm going to take you into the next booth here. This is called Dream Hydrogen Frontier, and I know they're doing a little bit in terms of storage and how that works with e-mobility. So let's come in here and have a little bit of a tour. Hello, 안녕하세요. 네, 그 회사 소개 좀 부탁드립니다. 네.
네. 저희는 이제 SPG 수소라고 하는 회사이고요. 저희는 이제 45년 이상 수소가스만 전문적으로 취급하고 있는 이제 수소 전문 기업입니다.
Wow, yes. So as you can see, they've been specializing in carbon for over 50 years. Yeah. Okay.
네. 그래서 저희 같은 경우에는 전국의 안산, 당진, 대산, 울산, 여수 총 5개의 공장을 가지고 있고요.
Wow. And they have 5 different factories, as you can see. Yeah, all over Korea.
각 공장에서 이제 부생 수소를 받아서 이제 그 받은 가스를 PSL이라는 설비를 통해 정제를 한 후에 산업체 그리고 수소 충전소 등에 공급을 하고 있는 그런 유통 전문 회사라고 보시면 될 것 같습니다.
So accepting and then distributing. So they're a distribution company here. And let's have a look at this. Yeah. 이거 뭐예요?
이거 같은 경우에는 저희는 이제 안산 공장의 공정 흐름도를 표시한 건데.
So this is an example of what happens at their Ansan factory. Yeah.
네, 앙산 같은 경우에는 현재 저희가 메탄올 개지를 통해서 수소를 생산을 하고 있어요. 그래서 현재 메탄올과 물을 반응해서 개지기를 통해 수소를 생산하고 PSA라는 설비를 통해 순도를 올려가지고 이제 파이프라인과 수소 튜브 트레일러를 통해서 수소 거래처와 충전소에 이제 공급을 하고 있습니다.
Wow, so you can see all the steps here from the start where they're receiving the materials, and of course this is ending up, these cartridges here go to the charging center. So all the steps, of course, that we've seen this at other places. So dealing with the gas, dealing with the combustion in the tanks, and the compressor there at the end, so that it's available to go to the charging stations. Okay. 그래서 H2 Meet 참가하는 이유 무엇인가요?
저희는 이제 수소를 이제 생산하는 기업이다 보니까 좀 다양한 수소를 좀 어떻게 생산하는지 궁금하시는 분들도 있어서 이걸 좀 소개를 드리고 싶었고 또 어떤 업체들이 이거 참여하는지도 궁금해서 이 전시회에 참여하게 되었습니다.
So they wanted to attend, of course, here at H2 Meet because they're one of these companies working in this industry, and so they wanted to meet others who are also focused on similar things. Okay, well, thank you so much for showing us. Thank you. Yeah, well, bye. We'll see you next time. Bye. Thanks. Yeah, we got to see one of the companies there, and that demonstration was from their factory in Ansan. And it was a factory, and it showed every step. It's interesting to see it actually laid out into that. So the whole carbon value chain of how much it takes to get the carbon processed and make it so that it's available to be used at the charging stations. I'm just going to walk you through this one. This is another one. This is called Day2 Corporation, and you'll see here some of the stuff here, ultra-high purity oxygen analyzers, laboratory gas generators, so high performance, it's talking about there. You can see them close up, of course. This here, TechSense, so maybe we'll have a little demonstration later, but conductivity meters, turbidity meters, and kilometers. Interesting. And all of it's remote communication via USB. You can see that there's a lot of tech and innovation going on with these guys here at Day2. And then I'm going to continue to walk along here, and I'm going to see this guy, which is all that cryogenics. Yeah. Hello, 안녕하세요. 네, 그 all that cryogenics 좀 소개해 주시겠어요?
네, 안녕하십니까. 저희는 한국 알바 크라이오이고요. 저희는 극저온 기술을 활용해서 진공 솔루션을 제공하고 있는 회사입니다.
So they're providing here this cryogenic solution. So it's all elements of the cryogenic process. Yeah.
네, 그래서 국내에서 제품 생산뿐만 아니라 수리, 메인터넌스까지 직접 진행을 하고 있기 때문에
So they're very active internationally, yeah, in all sorts of countries like China and Korea, not just here domestically.
네, 또 그래서 긴밀하고 신속하게 서비스 제공이 가능합니다.
And all elements of it, including the service. So let's look at this. What have we got here? 이거 뭐예요?
이번에 전시하는 저희 극저온 4K 냉동기인데요. 이거 같은 경우에는 저희 기체를 액화하는 액화기에 사용되는 냉동기이고요. 수소 기체를 예로 들면 마이너스 253도의 극저온이 형성이 되어야 돼요. 그래서 그런 곳에 저희 냉동기가 활용될 수 있습니다.
So this is of course a compressor, and it also keeps things cold. We learned about this before. It can go to minus 264 degrees, which is minus 4 Kelvin. And so obviously it keeps the liquefied gas at the right level that it needs to be productive. Okay.
이러한 같은 냉동기 원리를 활용해서 저희 지금 액화질소 발생기라는 제품 판매 중입니다.
And this is another one that they're selling here, so that UMP series. And again, it keeps everything very cold, so it keeps the liquefied gas in the right state it needs to do what it needs to do. Okay, well, thank you so much for showing us cryogenics. Yeah, thanks very much. Bye-bye. We got to see there. And cryogenics, interesting, right? We've learned about how cold things can get, minus 4 Kelvin. And now J&K Heaters. Hello, 안녕하세요.
네, 안녕하세요.
네, 그 회사 소개 좀 부탁드립니다.
네, 저희는 그 JNK2라고 그 석유 정유공에서 만드는 이제 산업용 가열을 주력으로 이제 만드는 회사고요. 그리고 저희가 이제 최근에 이제 기존에 있는 산업용 가열로의 그 기술을 활용을 해서 이제 천연가스로부터 수소를 만들 수 있는 설비 및 이들을 활용한 이제 수소 충전소 설비 구축 사업을 이제 진행을 하고 있습니다.
So this company here are doing several pieces. We'll have a look at heating items. So maybe if you want to come back in with me, monitoring systems, all for the charging station. 네, 그래서 메인 제품 뭐예요?
네, 다시.
네, 뭐 메인 제품 하고 투코도 있죠.
예, 맞습니다. 저희가 이제 수소 추출기 이제 개직이라고도 부르는데 여기 기존에 이제 저희가 있는 기술을 조금 이제 개선을 해서 이렇게 특허 5건을 냈고 이 특허를 바탕으로 저희가 HRIS 250, 500, 650 모델을 저희가 이제 자체 제작 및 납품을 하고 있습니다.
So let me just show the camera here. So we're talking about these patents that they've got. They've got these 3 items here, which are these versions of these heating systems, and they've received patents for them, which shows you, of course, that there's that real development that's happened here in Korea, that real research, and then turning it into intellectual property. And I'll show you these as well. So these are places where they've got charging stations, or these are the companies that they're working with, and these are the major charging stations that they've got. So we can see, of course, that the charging stations are already established. Okay. Thank you for showing us. That's great. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, bye-bye. Thank you. Yeah, and we'll continue on. Oh, lots of things to look at. A&G technology. But you'll see behind us, so vehicle assembly line, engine assembly, testing systems for automotive R&D. There's a lot here that they're doing. Cell voltage monitoring systems. Do you want to come in with me a little bit? Roll and brake test systems. I'll just kind of walk past them. First of all, you can see their company growth. That's exceptional in 2022. Just making more money, which is great. All of these test systems as well, bringing in robotics. We've seen a lot of that artificial intelligence bringing into these monitoring systems, robotics as well. And maybe if I walk you through here, humidity and anode supply systems, all sorts of stuff. Applications as well, and that voltage monitoring system. Okay, so that there was A&G Technology, another one here, a local company in Korea doing interesting things. And if you follow me, HN Power. Hello, 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. 네.
네, 그 HN Power 좀 설명해 주시겠어요?
네, 우리 HN 파워는 수소 생산에서 수소 이용하는 수소 전주기 기술을 보유하는 회사입니다. 현재는 수소 추출기, 건물용 연료전지를 생산하고 있고 그걸 보급하고 있습니다.
So they're doing several things in the hydrogen industry. So let's have a look a little bit more. 이거 좀 설명해 주시겠어요? 메인 제품 뭐예요?
현재 메인 제품은 요 3kW 연료전지입니다. 저기 보시는 저 현재 제품이고, 그 다음에 요 온사이트 도시가스 수소 추출기가 되겠습니다.
So these are, of course, doing hydrogen gas, and they're small machines for maybe household use, okay, on site as well, so not industrial use, okay. And you 2 factories. They've got 2 factories here in different places.
Yes.
Yeah. And let's have a look maybe at one more. What is this here? 이거 뭐예요?
Let me give you first
Sure.
explanation.
Yeah.
This is a hydrogen fuel cell power generator for a building application. You can install this system into your house. This can produce the electricity as well as the heat at the same time. So you can utilize the electricity heat from this fuel cell system. That can produce the maximum 3 kilowatts electricity. So if you assume the 3 kilowatts, it can use at least 4 family house can use this 3 kilowatts. It's a lot enough.
Right, yeah.
Yes. So and then the fuel is the natural gas. So natural gas in Korea at that pipeline is reached to each single house. That you can use that natural gas for the electricity and the heat at the same time. Yes. Yeah.
And why did you want to attend here at H2 Meet?
Definitely to advertise our product, best product for the residential power supplier. Let me give the...
Yeah, let's have a look. We'll come and see it up close.
This is the power generator by using the solid oxide fuel cell. So fuel cell has a couple of few types. So particularly for residential application, particularly power generation, high temperature fuel cell is exactly correct. So that third generation fuel cell utilized for our system. It can produce the 3 kilowatts. As I mentioned, 3 kilowatts electricity for at least 4 family house is a lot enough. So you can use this system into the multiple family house. So for example, apartments and then as a building for the multiple family. So and then first purpose of this electricity for the self-generation, self-consumption.
Yeah.
Then if you have there is a remaining electricity, you can trade that electricity with your neighborhood. So this is a perfect, excellent local power generator. And same time, as I said, this can produce the heat byproduct as a byproduct. So you can use the heating the house, and then you can shower with the hot water from this energy.
And so what's some of the information that it's able to report on here?
Yeah, I think there are a couple of the technical information. So basically for operation, first start up the button, start the button, then reforming, and then electricity, and eventually shutdown, and then emergency. This kind of the three protocol we have into the system. Then you can switch some manual mode and then operation mode, things like that.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you for showing us. Yeah, lots of value in there. As you said, you can share heat and share with byproduct as well. Okay, thanks very much. Yeah, bye-bye. We'll see you next time. Yeah. Yeah, we got to see there another one of these items. And I want to take you into G Philos. I think we'll have a little bit of a tour. And they've also got a nice demonstration for us. Hello, 안녕하세요. 그 G Philos 좀 설명해 주시겠어요? 네.
네, 저희 지필로스는 2008년에 설립되었습니다. 그리고 에너지 패러다임의 전환으로 저희는 이제 탄소 배출이 전혀 없는 그린 수소 생산을 위해서 모듈형 수전의 시스템을 개발하고 상용화에 주력하고 있습니다.
So this company's been around since 2008. They're trying to shift the kind of energy parallel, and so they're doing a lot of green hydrogen stuff. Yeah.
네. 그럼 이 모형 소개드리도록 할까요? 네. 일단 저희는 이 풍력 에너지와 태양광 에너지의 잉여 전력 이제
we've got wind energy and solar panel energy here. Yeah.
이렇게 수전의 시스템을 통해 수소로 생산되는 전 과정을 이제 수전의 시스템을 구축 가능한 회사입니다. 네.
So they're able to, of course, use all of these in coordination. Wow.
네. 이쪽으로.
Yeah, let's have a look. Oh, so this is the item. Yeah.
이 장치는 이제 수전의 장치에 변동성이 큰 재생에너지가 일정하게 공급되게 하기 위한 수전해용 전력 변환 장치입니다.
So this is all about one of the pieces that helps do this change in energy paradigm because it's all about renewables here. 네, 어떤 기능이 있나요?
일단 재생에너지를 이제 수전의 장치가 읽을 수 있는 전력으로 변환을 해주고요. 이제 수전의 장치는 예민하기 때문에 일정한 전력을 공급이 돼야 합니다. 그처럼 이제 전력을 일정하게 공급해주는 장치라고 보시면 될 것 같아요.
And so obviously she's saying this is, renewable energy can be inconsistent, and so this helps with stabilizing that and giving you a better product. Okay. 하고 H2 meet 타는 거 뭐 보내주시겠어요? Let's have a look in here if you can come.
네, 그린 수소는 수전의 장치가 가장 중요한데요. 그리고 수전의 장치는 수전의 스택이 가장 중요합니다. 저희는 이제 수전의 스택의 안전성과 안정성을 유지하기 위해 평가하기 위해서 이 수전의 안전성능 평가 시스템을 개발하였습니다.
So this system here is all about keeping it stable. So as I said before, renewable energy has lots of problems with being unstable and you can't rely on it. So this helps with that stability there.
네.
어떤 내용 나와요?
요거까지는 네. 이제 수전의 스택이 언제까지 얼마만큼의 효율로 사용될 수 있을지를 이제 평가할 수 있는 시스템 화면이라고 보시면 될 것 같아요.
And so using this system, of course, is very efficient. It increases efficiency of what you're doing. Okay. And anything else? One more, maybe? Yeah. Let's have a look here. 이거 뭐예요?
네, 전 세계적으로 지금 그린 수소 생산 단지가 대규모로 진행이 되고 있습니다.
So they're also running the largest kind of version of this area in the world. So in the world, there's one kind of specified section of land. They're running it, the largest in the world. Yeah.
네, 저희 지필로스는 이제 아시아 최대 규모인 그린 수소 생산 단지를 구축하는 데 참여를 하고 있고요.
어디에 있어요?
이거는 제주도 구자읍에 위치해 있습니다.
And this here is in Jeju, so in Korea, in Jeju, down south, yeah.
저희의 역할은 이제 전체적인 설계를 담당하고 있습니다.
Wow. So it's got all of these elements and they're all run by hydrogen and the biggest one in the world. That's amazing. Okay.
준비한 거는 여기까지.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for showing us. That's great. Yeah, thanks very much. Bye-bye. Wow, that's fascinating to see there. The biggest one in the world. That's all about kind of hydrogen. So everything there, that area of land, that one space, is all hydrogen-based. And Ether CT. Let me have a look here. 안녕하세요. Hello. 그 Ether CT 좀 소개해 주시겠어요?
알겠습니다. 저희 NK 에테르시티는 1992년부터 30년간 저희 고압 압력 용기의 노하우를 쌓고 있는 대한민국 유일의 초대형 용기 제조업체입니다.
So here again, these people are also working on these elements that help with hydrogen storage and then tube trailers. So of course for the charging stations.
네, 저희는 수소 운송용 튜브 트레일러하고 수소 충전소용 제작 용기를 전문으로 제작하고 있습니다.
And so of course, yeah, as I mentioned, they're designed to be, they're needed to be used for these charging stations. Okay. Oh, sorry.
이번 전시회는 저희가 2년 동안 기술 개발하다가 최근에 8월달에 승인받은 990바 제작 용기를 소개하려고 들고 왔을 거예요.
This product just came out in August, less than a month ago, and it's this one here. So it's a brand new product as well.
네, 990바는 수소 충전소 전 공정 중에 제일 마지막에 들어가는 그 제품이고요. 990바 압력으로 저희 700바 수소 차량에 자연압으로 충전을 시키는 그런 초고압 제품입니다. 지금까지 전량 미국에 수입해왔는데 저희가 8월달에 승인을 받으면서 국산에 성공했고 앞으로 수입 대체 효과로 저희가 할 수 있도록 기대하고 있습니다.
So previously to get this capability in Korea, they had to import it, but now they're going to be the first ones. So that's why they've got this innovation award here. You can see they've got this award here because it's now available to be made in Korea as opposed to importing it.
네. 그리고 이 외에도 저희가 지금 300바, 450바 초고압 트레일러를 개발하고 있고요. 그 다음에 대용량 타입 4 튜브스까지 저희가 개발하고 있습니다.
So they're also kind of designing and developing all these different sizes of ones. Can we come look close up? Maybe you want to see? Oh yes, if you come here, I'll show you. Look at that. So that's 대규모 있죠.
디자인 압력 990바고요. 저희가 47.7kg의 수소를 이제 충전할 수 있습니다. 뒤를 보시면 저희 제품은 타입 1이라고 금속으로 제조가 다 되어 있습니다. 그래서 이 두께를 보시면 이 정도의 안정성을 저희가 가지는.
So that keeps it, because it's so thick there, that keeps it stable. And that's what we've learned about before, is that hydrogen managing is not always stable, so that keeps it quite stable.
그리고 안에 용기를 보시면 미러 이펙트로 반짝반짝 거릴 정도로 저희가 특수 연마를 하고 있습니다.
Okay, one of the things that differentiates it, that makes it special, is that it's got that mirror effect there. It's a little bit shiny, yeah. 이거는요?
예, 이상으로 지금 요거는 저희 이 충전소 저장 용기에 대한 미니어처고요.
Okay, and this is the miniature version, of course, for the charging stations.
요거는 국내용으로 저희가 사용하고 있는 튜브 트레일러라는 제품입니다.
And this is what's being used domestically here in Korea.
요거는 비슷하게 보이지만 ISO 컨테이너 프레임 안에 넣어서 해외 수출할 수 있도록 하는 해외 수출 버전입니다.
And so this is what they're exporting. So as you can see, it's similar, but it's got this frame, and so that's what they're exporting right there. That frame right there.
이 제품은 특수가스, 반도체를 생산하는 특수가스 담을 수 있는 용기고요. 안에 내부가 이렇게 특수 연마되어 있습니다. 그래서 저희가 삼성이나 SK 같은 반도체 업체에 납품하고 있습니다.
So when dealing with semiconductors for Samsung, SK, those kind of things, that's the inside. So as you can see, it's got that mirror quality, which is unique, and that would be in that one again for transporting for 반도체 semiconductors. Okay, thank you so much for showing us. Thanks. Yeah, bye bye. See you next time. Yeah, that was fun too. We got to see that importing and exporting, and have recently won an award. So good for them for all of what they're working on. I'm going to keep walking this way. Air products. I see some different companies, and walk down here, and I'll talk to some people as I go. Air products, generating a cleaner future. That's kind of a nice one to see. And what about this vision for nature, Vinatech? I'm going to walk through and see some of what they're doing. A global leader in fuel cell components. Hello, 안녕하세요. Okay, they want me to come here. Hello. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
그 비나텍 좀 소개해 주시겠어요? 네.
네. 저희 비나텍 회사는요, 1999년에 시작된 회사고요. 지금 현재는 수소 연료전지 관련해가지고서 판매를 하고 있습니다.
So this company here has been around since 1999. They're making these elements, and then of course they're selling them. 네.
그리고 저희 같은 경우는 지금 이제 슈퍼 캐퍼시터라는 제품과 연료전지를 하고 있고요. 연료전지는 저희가 전체적인 처음 지지체부터 시작을 해서 제품 개발이 들어가기 때문에 지지체, 촉매, MEA 다 저희 기술을 가지고 지금 개발을 진행하고 있습니다.
And so they have all sorts of different features that you listed there of kind of what makes them different from other similar products. So they're single cells and that's what it is. Okay. 네. 뭐 메인 제품 좀 보여주시겠어요? 그 이거 뭐예요? 네. 그 메인 제품 좀 카메라에게 보여주시겠어요?
이쪽.
네. Let's have a look here at what some of this is. So you can see. I'm just going to jump in here. So these are some of the pieces. 이거 뭐예요?
네, 저희 제품 같은 경우는 지금 현재 촉매, 지지체, MEA를 저희 기술로 만들고 있고요. 지금 이 촉매나 지지체를 만드는 기술이 지금 이 MEA에 있어서는 가장 중요합니다. 가격에 있어서는 10% 정도밖에 해당이 되지 않지만 실제로 기술이나 성능면에 있어서는 80%에서 90%를 차지하는 매우 큰 비중이 크기 때문에 저희가 이 촉매나 지지체를 저희 쪽에서 만들 수 있기 때문에 고객사의 테일러드된 제품을 개발해서 그 제품을 경국할 수 있는 장점이 있고요. 그리고 이쪽에 보시는 것처럼 분리판도 저희 카본 소재 분리판인데 이 분리판 역시 저희 기술을 활용해가지고서 현재 만들어서 고객사에 공급을 하고 있습니다.
Yeah, so these are made of carbon here, and so that gives them a certain level of kind of abilities that other pieces don't have. Also, he's explaining these, so they all have different components, 7 layers, but also different percentages of what they're made out of, and then that, of course, gives you different results that other companies don't have as well. Okay. 그래서 H2 Meet 참가하는 이유 무엇인가요?
H2 같은 경우는 한국에서 지금 현재 가장 크게 이루어지는 수소 전시회이고요. 저희 비나텍이라는 회사는 수소 연료전지 제품을 가지고 현재 세계 시장을 선도하고 있습니다. 그래서 현재 저희 전시회에 참여해서 저희 제품을 고객사들에게 홍보를 하고 더 많은 사업을 확대하기 위해서 저희 이 전시회에 참여하게 되었습니다.
And so they wanted to, of course, attend here because they're working in this industry in Korea, and H2 Meet is such an important gathering for promoting what they're doing and getting to know other players in the market as well. Okay, thank you so much for showing us. That's great. Yeah, thanks. Bye-bye. Yeah. We got to see some of what Vinatech is working on there. Company around since 1999. They were talking about kind of, we get into some real specifics at these events, the real specifics of each product and what makes it unique compared to other ones. So I'm going to come in here as well to see Day2 high pressure technology. Hello, 안녕하세요. 네, 그 Day2 소개해 주시겠어요? 하고 메인 제품도 네.
안녕하십니까. 저는 주식회사 대하 기술연구소의 배민관 수석연구원입니다. 먼저 저희 회사는 부산 미음에 위치를 하고 있고요.
So this company here is based in Busan, of course, and they're working in high pressure technologies. Yes.
Yes. 그 수소 고압 부품 시험 평가 장비를 제조 판매를 하고 있습니다. 보시는 바와 같이 그 수소 압력 반복 시험기, 가스 리크 시험기, 그 내압 팽창 시험기, 파열 시험기 같이 고압 부품을 테스트할 수 있는 그런 시험 장비들을 제조 판매를 하고 있고요.
You can see all these highly specialized pieces that they're manufacturing. So that burst tent there, the hydraulic expansion test, gas leak test, and water pressure cycling test. So these are all highly specialized when it comes to dealing with safety and hydrogen.
Yes, right. 좌측에 보시는 저 지도는 저희가 저 앞에 보시는 수소 압축기도 그 수소 충전소에 공급을 하고 있습니다. 시스템을 만들어서 현재 지금 전국 18개 충전소에 공급이 되어서 지금 운영 중에 있고요. 지금 현재 메인터넌스까지 다 담당을 하고 있습니다.
So this item that you're seeing on the bottom here, that's currently in place at 18 different locations all around Korea, which is what's in that map there. And they do all elements of maintaining it. So from the beginning of putting, they've got that item and then installing it and also doing all elements, as I said, of maintaining it so that it's ready to use safely. Yes. Okay.
현재 보시는 이 제품은 그 승용차용 그 시험 장비들이 지금까지는 많이 보급이 되고 있었는데 그 버스나 상용차 같은 제품들에 들어가는 고압 탱크를 평가하기 위한 그 파열 시험 대용량 파열 시험 장비고요.
So this one here is for industrial uses. So he's talking about when you're charging and filling at places like buses, things that are large size. So as I said, industrial size usages. Then this is what this one is for. Okay.
현재 요 제품은 가스안전공사에 공급을 이제 시작으로 현재 수소 용기를 제작하고 있는 업체들에도 향후 공급 판매할 예정입니다.
Okay, yes, and so of course, as I said, they're selling it and working there with the Korea Gas and Safety Corporation. 하고 이거는요?
이 제품은 저희가 지금 생산하고 있는 시스템에 대한 전반적인 그 표현을 하고 있는 생산 장비들이고요. 앞서서 설명드렸던 조 그림과 같이 현재 파열 시험기, 극한 온도 반복 시험기, 상온 반복 시험기, 기밀 시험기 요 대표적으로 하는 거고요. 인증을 받기 위한 시험 장비들을 모두 저희가 제조 판매를 하고 있습니다.
So these are all elements of what we're seeing out here, but these are of course the miniaturized versions, so you can see all of the pieces that they're able to provide. Yeah.
요 두 제품은 사실 저희가 지금 주력적으로 기술 개발하고 있는 제품들이고요. 요 보시는 앞쪽기는 저 뒤쪽에 있는 저 제품이라고 이해를 하시면 되고요. 향후 시장으로 저희가 이제 주목하고 있는 시장이 액체 수소 시장입니다.
So for liquefied hydrogen as well, that's what that one is. And we can see the big sizes here, but that's the miniature version.
네. 지금까지는 이제 기체 수소가 주를 이뤘다면 향후 시장은 저희가 이제 액체 수소 시장을 보고 있고요. 관련 부품들을 평가할 수 있는 초저온 시험 장비도 개발할 예정입니다.
And so of course they're also working, they're in development of another item that's related there that will be working again with that liquefier hydrogen. Okay. Sure, well thank you so much for showing us. That's great. Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, bye-bye. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we got to see also their Day2 Corporation and some of what they're doing, the miniature versions. So thank you, of course, for joining me over the last 3 sessions. I know you saw 3 sessions as well with Alex. We'll be back having news tomorrow and on Saturday, so I will see you then. My name is Alexandra Stevenson with Having News. Thank you so much for joining me here at H2 Meet. I hope you continue to explore some of the booths and maybe come visit us in the next couple days. As you can see, a lot of activity behind me, and so it's been really fun to have you accompany and to walk through over the last couple hours. Thank you again, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Electrode assembly, which are key material components.